Ahoy, ye anger-ridden aboleths, aspirational acolytes, and all other amphetamine-addled amphibians. Welcome to the diecast. Last we saw our party, once again they had to rescue Baxter. Twice in a day is impressive, even for this merry band of chaotic entities. Speaking of chaos, 'twas there that Bax found his way. Through a paradox rift, Bax found himself in another realm, and it was up to the rest to drag him back to the waking mortal realm with the advice and help of one Herald Ravenwood, a man highly proficient in the arcane arts. In the realm of chaos, they happened upon the very being that created it, Theus, god of chaos. After a conversation, some gambling, and a few cards pulled from the deck of even more things, the party find themselves with an uneasy and unlikely ally, a pair of wishes, and a music box of Var design. After destroying a horrific Glabrazoo-like creature that was feasting on Bax's time, the party successfully retreated to the mortal realm to be met by Erlith. And of course, once again, we rejoin the party at the three-legged Goblin, swilling down the day's hardships with cheap ale and feelings of self-pity. So, you are at the tavern, perhaps just sunk back into the corner seat you've fallen into like several times already this day.
I literally just, every time I come in, I just like sling past it and just,
like,
my place. One day there's going to be someone sat there. Okay.
Yeah, there's still like your ass print in the seat from earlier in the day. It's like still slightly warm. You're like, finally.
We are home.
Even though it's been like minutes.
Yeah. I would have got an ale for everyone again.
Actually, I believe it was you that said you'd get an extra because you were like, I paid for the wiki.
Yeah. So, is it what are their names again? What the goblins' names?
Scrimp and Shrimp.
Is it Scrimp or Shrimp at the bar?
It is currently Shrimp, the younger
Shrimp.
one, the polite one.
Hey, Shrimp.
Yeah, what's up? You've been back and forth a few times today, huh?
Yeah.
Thirsty.
Yeah. Thirsty work. So, how many people are with us? Because we've got... Is Erlith with us?
No, Erlith just waddled off. The... Yeah.
Did Lenora go?
Lenora...
Lenora said that she'd come with.
Yeah, actually, I do have a quick note from Laura that was for like the session 2 weeks ago that I totally forgot until now.
Oh, right.
As you sort of sit down in the tavern, she walks in with you and it's like, this place is not quite the Winehouse Bywater, is it? And she's like, her foot sticks to the floor and she's like trying to hold herself. She goes, Bax, darling, I have a little something for you as you seem to keep getting yourself into all sorts of mischief. She reaches into her bag and she pulls out like the flask of tea. She's like, do you have some sort of water skin or a flask that I may fill?
Yeah, I got and pulls out a water skin.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of... I just poured it out on the floor.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's like, she takes it, she pours the tea in, she's like, this is roughly the equivalent of a healing potion. So, you seem to get yourself in all sorts of troubles, and I just thought that you probably will need it at some point.
Nice. Thanks, tea lady. That's mighty kind of you.
She sort of like looks around as if to be like, really? Doesn't no one learn my name by this point? Like, but then she has that moment of, to be fair, we haven't spent much time together. I'll give you a pass. I will admit this is not really my scene, so perhaps I shall see you tomorrow. For now, not only am I going to rest, I'm going to go to bed. I have had a very long day. It's lovely meeting you all again, and rescuing you, of course, again.
I'll try my best to make that the last time. But, no promises.
She gives you just like a gentle like pat on the shoulder and is like, good luck. And just off she goes.
I think she's got the right idea, This has been a long day.
Seeing her leave, I just go, great, that's just 4 ales then.
All right, buddy. 4 ales, come right up. And he sort of like leans over to the side, picks up this almost like a bit of like a receipt, essentially, that is just essentially 4 ales is one of the most common orders, to the point that they can't be bothered to keep shouting it back and forth, so he just puts it on like the window and like a guy in the back. He's like, all the barrels out front are tapped. We underestimated just how busy this first day of the celebration was gonna be. So it's all out the back at the moment. I'll bring you right over. You go ahead and sit down. You look like
Okay.
you've had a long day. You got some dark circles, my friend.
Yes. The festivities are just quite tiring.
I bet. Luckily I got the day off in a few days so I can enjoy it with everyone, but until then, Dad's got me working, you know.
Look out for a place called the Bottle o' Plonk. Bad news. Seems like good news, but bad news.
All right, I don't think I know that establishment.
It's
And we've
like
been here quite some time.
It's like a traveling like porta.
Oh, they've come in like with one of the circuses or
Yeah.
something? Okay, cool.
What was the other pub's name? With the weird...
Master Goto's Brew House.
Yeah.
But so he sort of brings it along the tray, plops it down. Lilith just like 2 hands in, is like chugging it. She's just like, oh, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Did you say boat house?
Brew house.
Brew House.
I was like, he didn't say goat. It's not a goat house.
Master
Did you say
Goto's
boat
Brew
house?
House.
It is neither the place is neither a boathouse nor a brew house.
Although I do like the idea of Master Bruto's Goat House being a separate, like, arch rivals. They keep getting them mixed up. But,
That's how tired Briley is. It's like, you need to go to bed.
When we were in Master Goto's, was it like? Could we see that it was a distillery, or did they?
it looked like it could well be because of the size of the building being much larger than expected, and there were sort of much more fresh-looking barrels there, as if they were possibly brewed in.
Any like pressure chambers or anything? Like...
Not in the main room, but you did see Master Goto come out of a back room, which may well have something there. And considering it is called the brew house, you can sort of assume that something or other is brewed on premises. So,
Well, you got to brew before you distill, so they're not lying.
yeah.
They're just leaving out half the process.
And that has nothing to do with me being completely inept at brewing alcohol.
That's me being a brewing snob.
A bob.
Yeah, a bob.
What's the time at this point?
I think, what did I say it was? I think it was about like 6:30, coming towards 7.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's late enough in the day that like, you wouldn't feel guilty going to bed, you know? The only thing that you would possibly miss out on is just like the introduction speech from the king, but even then you've got to traipse up towards the palace, and you know, it is quite a...
Didn't someone say that was boring and just miss it anyway?
No, that was the parade.
Ah, yeah.
It was the parade. Well, actually, that and the play. The play was like, it's a fucking amdram. Forget about it. It sucks. It's like, oh, it's really cringy.
Yeah.
And then it was actually Shrimp that said about, you know, if you miss it today, then you can see it tomorrow, and you'll be bored of it by the next day. And
So the king's
on.
speech is tonight.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
Okay.
We going to
but-
bed? What are we thinking?
I'm a little tired.
It does say on the like itinerary thing as well. It's not like the big one about the child. It's just like a sort of royal welcome.
Yeah.
So it's just like you can assume just from
'Cause
sort of
this is day
context
one, isn't
clues.
it?
Yeah, context clues. It's going to be more stand on a balcony, wave, say maybe like hello people, and then piss off into the wind. So
I feel like we've had enough of a welcome from this city so far. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm good to give it a miss. Just
They
me.
certainly like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need sleep, I think.
wait, before we do go to bed, Lilith. Now, what are we going to do with this? And she holds up the music box and is like,
Would you mind if I kept it for a while to just...
yeah. I mean,
how could it possibly...
I mean, it was probably yours in the first place anyway. So I mean, Theus was a bit of a dickhead anyway, wasn't he? So like, I don't really want anything from him.
That is one of yours, right?
I did look over it briefly
Yeah,
last time.
it does look like your design. Maybe minor modifications.
Yeah.
And I did say it was clearly enchanted with something. that gives off like a very faint glow, but it's really hard to identify what it is. Very generic, like, oh, that's magic.
Someone has either enchanted one of mine, or I've got a copycat.
What if it's a trap?
It could be.
What if it's like a bomb?
It could be.
Funny enough, that's what Thea said. He was like, I hope it's not a bomb, because I always have a problem with black powder, and like it was something to do with one of those cards where it was like it would just spawn like a shitload of barrels that blow up, and I don't really know. But
Okay,
I mean, I can check for
I could
traps.
smash it.
She's like,
This man also played Kerplunk, so I don't know about following his advice. I mean,
yeah.
You all made
I will
deals
tell his
with him,
wife.
though.
I didn't make a deal with him.
you didn't meet him.
I don't think we necessarily should smack it just in case it is trapped. You know, you don't want to trigger it. But I can check it for traps if you want me to.
By all means.
Okay, maybe that's a
She's
better
like-
idea.
She gives it a bit of a once-over. Where she's holding it up, you can see that someone has definitely changed the, like the closing mechanism, where it looks
Bastard.
looks slightly more puzzle boxy in a
Right.
way. But she's looking round it, and she like peeks in, like there's a tiny little like gap around the lid. She's like looking in here, and you know, giving her the proper once over, tipping it upside down, and she's like, seems okay to me.
You know, you said the mechanism was slightly different on the... Did I ever make them that way in the past?
No. This is something that you don't recognize specifically. You don't recognize the sort of...
And my dad didn't make them like that.
Not that you know of.
Okay.
Someone's fucking with you, Scar. It's I know it's bad news.
It definitely looks like it was added after the fact as well. It wasn't like built with this in. It looked like almost as if you're... Like, I've always assumed they had like a simple sort of latch type thing. It looked like that was sort of removed, and then this other slightly more complex front panel was put on that has just like... It doesn't look like it would take too long to crack, but it looks like it's made to be more like a puzzle box then.
I mean, it's good work.
Is there any like markings on there, like initials or?
Make an investigation check. It seems...
I'm lying. 21. Sorry.
Either way. No, there's no like scratchings on it. It's in pretty good nick, to be fair. Looks almost like factory fresh kind of deal, but no, there's no distinguishing features.
Are my initials on there?
Would they normally be?
Yeah.
Oh, then yes.
Oh.
Did Big Man Chaos say where he actually got it to give it to you?
No, I was kind of shocked to even see it, so I kind of wanted to get away from him because he was kerplunking people.
Yeah, also he was a bit confused as well, because like he was like, I didn't mean to do that. That was a bit chaotic even for me. So
Interesting. I don't know.
I think you could probably challenge him to kerplunk with that hammer of yours.
Maybe we should. Maybe we could. No.
I've had enough of that dickhead for
No.
one day. I won't lie.
I don't
He
think
really
we could
pissed me
find him
off.
if we wanted to anyway.
Oh yeah, didn't he like come through or something? Didn't Herald say that he like...
Oh, I hope not. Yes, I remember Errol saying that, but I didn't. None of us saw him come through.
Okay.
He's a god, isn't he? Does he have to like be seen?
Maybe he looks like somebody here.
Don't you fucking look at me.
Maybe just like looking around the room immediately starts getting suspicious of like everyone.
What if it's you? We don't know where the fuck you went.
Hey, no, like ask me something that only I would know.
Alright, what's my job?
You know, I can't say that. She's a performer.
Fair enough.
But she is famous. Everybody knows that.
True.
She like blushes a bit. She's like,
I think some other people would word it differently.
Alright.
But
okay, what was in the dream?
big crab.
Whose crabs?
Oh, come on.
I-
No.
Come
No.
on, William.
It was Roz's crabs. No, not Roz. Bollocks.
Gita.
Gita.
That's just you guys, like,
Gita's
not members,
crabs.
players.
I had Liani in my head. Where'd that come from? It's
I don't
not
fucking know.
Liani. It's Liani.
No, Gita.
We'll meet someone called Liani now, and
Hello.
you'll instantly be suspicious.
Just fucking cut her in half out of precaution. But yeah, no, that was just like a player thing
Be
as
like,
opposed to the character.
My name is Liani. He's like,
Alright, to be fair, I can't remember her name half the time because she's a fucking slag. But, yeah, alright, I believe you for now. I'm watching you all.
Right. Bed?
yes.
Yeah. You and me, you know.
We
on,
are
then.
sharing, but we've only got one bed, so I'm just
Oh,
sleeping
yeah.
on the floor.
So, yeah, you sort of finish your drinks. You've had quite a few throughout the day, so, like, this last one has just got that slight, like, heavy feeling to it. You're like, "Oh, I'm sort of just drinking this for the sake of it, because it's been a shit day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you head
I
up
do
to
that
the
thing
top
where,
floor.
like, I do my best to finish my drink, but I just, like, I leave the dregs, and I convince myself that I always leave the dregs, but I don't. Yeah, when we get into the room, I'm gonna sit and take as many notes as I possibly can get onto a piece of paper before I just sort of pass out from
About the
exhaustion.
day or about the box, or...
I want to sort of chronicle the day.
Okay.
It's not a thing that I've done before, but because of
It's just been so batshit.
it's been crazy, so I'll be like, right, I need to write this shit down.
Yeah, cool. Lila turns to you. She's like, right, come on, bitch. She just like jumps in bed and she's like, spoon me.
Briarleaf is gonna be like, we can top and tail.
No, come on, in you get.
Okay.
I get cold.
I'm gonna like awkwardly slide in and just be kind of pull the blanket over
She
me.
just like immediately wraps you in. She's like, ah.
And I'm just like, good night.
Bax is like
Night, love.
head hits the pillow and just gone.
Okay, so yeah, you take some time to make some notes. Like there's just from the bed you can just hear.
One of the notes will be Baxter snores at that point.
He's
Then.
a loud snorer.
Yeah.
It's like a proper like just pass out flat
Yeah,
on your
like
back,
flat
like
on
mouth
his back.
open, eyes barely closed.
Yeah, that's it.
I even talk about like the physics of Baxter even being able to carry and swing that hammer.
Draw like little diagrams and then like question marks next to it, like how the
Like figure out where the fulcrum point is and everything. Just like
fuck? Powered with anger? Question mark.
yeah. Cool.
So yeah, you just make some notes and then kip on the floor.
Yeah.
Cool. So during your night's sleep, each of you you get, to be fair, like a decent amount of sleep. Like you guys are pancaked, all of you drop real quick. But just before waking, each of you have a dream. A unique dream from each other's. It's not a shared thing. I just need to bring something up real quick. Oh, actually, I can get on my phone. I love a dream. 2 devices, wonderful. Oh, that is the wrong app. Okay, so we'll go in character order, like alphabetically. So we'll start with Bax. So you are seeing this scene unfold from someone else's point of view. You don't know whose, and even if, by the way, during these like sort of dream descriptions, you guys can ask questions about it and sort of influence the dream somewhat. Okay. So it's not just me telling you, you can think. But just to begin with, even when you sort of look down and try and look at your hands or anything, there is like nothing. You're just sort of like a floating camera almost, it feels like, but you know you're a person. You are... Oh, hold on. Music. This is far too jolly. Needs to be more macabre.
Ominous. Very
Macabre.
ominous.
Yes,
There we
so you are sat upon a large chair. Feels almost throne-like.
Okay.
You're sat in a line with robed figures but they are below you height-wise. Like, their chairs are lower down than yours and aren't nearly as grandiose as if they are some sort of council and you're sat at
As
the
like
top.
a monarch.
You are in a grand hall of sorts. It's dimly lit with, like, golden orange sconces. But it even though it is goldy yellow, it's not regular fire. It feels alien. And there are hundreds, if not thousands of people gathered in this grand hall, all stood facing you. But none of them have a single detail on their face. It's just like a sort of mannequin. But all of them are in robes. But these ones don't have their hoods up like the people next to you. But the people next to you, it isn't even mannequin faces. There is no face. It's just a hood with like darkness.
Hate that.
Nice.
There is a bang on the door. Just one. And the great double door down at the end, which feels a very long way from you. This is a very long hall. Like, this makes the sort of Iron Keep throne room from Game of Thrones look tiny. And the doors open. There's some sort of procession of robed figures heading towards you. And it takes them a while to get down to where you are. And when the doors... they leave the doors open and like this horrible putrid draft comes in and fills the room. It feels too cold to be anywhere where you guys are in the world. It feels almost like an Arctic wind or some sort of false wind that was created magically to be this chilly, essentially. And this procession, once they reach you, the front, like, sort of rank of this procession split. So there's 4 per rank. So the front 4 split 2 by 2 across to the side. The next rank is only 3 people. However, the one in the middle is being dragged by their arms through this entire thing. Like, they're in raggedy, barely any clothes at all. Their head is down. Their arms are up. And their skin is red. And behind them is someone carrying a rather large hammer.
Oh dear.
You recognize yourself being dragged down towards who you currently are looking through the viewpoint of. And they throw you to the ground. And from your point of view, you hear, "Kneel. Kneel before your new king." And though your viewpoint doesn't change, you now feel in control of Baxter. So, do you abide the voice, or do you resist?
Resist.
Okay. Make an Eldritch resistance check for me, please.
Of course he'd resist. He's a little shit. This is the only one that I don't have a negative modifier in. Let's go. 17.
Okay.
Could be worse.
So you manage to resist. You sort of attempt, if anything, to stagger to your feet. But as you go to, one of the guards behind you sort of just cracks you in the back of the leg, but you manage to still refrain from actually kneeling. And as you do so, this figure stands, and you feel yourself becoming incredibly tall. But then backs as the character is ripped from sleep. Just poof, bolt upright. But it doesn't feel like a jump scare. It just feels like, whoa, I've been awake. It feels like, I've been awake for a while now, but I don't know what's going on. Next would be Briarleaf. This is what I need the thing for. Hold on a minute. Where is it?
My belly's nervous.
So,
What did you do?
oh, that is the wrong one. Hold on. I've got so many things saved in my notes. What did I call this goddamn thing? Oh my god. There it is. Thank you. Sorry. Right. So, you are on a beach. It's quite pleasant. Feels tropical. Beautifully white gold sand. Very fine. Soft under your feet. Just before sunset. Looking out over a real crisp, clear ocean. It feels warm in the air. There's a gentle breeze, just enough so it's not uncomfortably warm. No one seems to be around, and this beach seems to stretch to the left and right of you in every just infinitely, but you're looking out to sea. You feel like you can't turn around, but you can look sort of this way and that way. When very gently and very tenderly a hand gets placed on your shoulder, and you feel a figure walking around you and locks eyes with you. Would you be able to describe Keto for me?
Yeah, so Keto is a half-elven, kind of roguey-like looking creature. She's got like ashen grey skin and long silvery hair all the way down her back. She's got a scar on her eye that matches mine, and she has like piercing amber eyes, and she's dressed in she has like, do you know like when they have like bandages kind of coming off the arms that she's wrapped and they've kind of come off, but she's in kind of like, all I can describe it as is like kind of leather, like roguey type armor with a cloak over her.
So she stood before you, and she leans in and gives you a kiss on the cheek, and she takes your hand and quietly starts walking towards the sea and is pulling you with her.
Okay.
She's like, I wrote you a poem, you know.
Where have you been?
Oh, well, don't you mind. Don't worry about that. I'll show you. Just come with me.
I'm gonna like kind of hesitate and go, no, where have you been? I've been looking for you. I've been calling for you. I haven't seen you for days, for nights.
I know. But just come with me, I'll show you. Please. And she starts pulling your hand towards the sea.
Now I'm gonna slowly like go with her
Okay.
and just be like, Keto, what's going on? Tell me, please. You're scaring me.
She's like, I can tell you all with a poem. Just follow me on this journey.
Where are you?
I'm showing you. Come with me.
I don't know where we are.
You'll know. Just come with me.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. So, as you do, she just starts speaking this poem. Not necessarily directly to you, but just for you. You are now submerged. Like, you've walked far enough to be submerged. And it's quite like a steep gradient away from you, but you can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I ambulate along the ocean floor, bewildered by the flora and fauna. Coral reefs beside me, creatures above. The fish weave in mesmerizing patterns, enchanting me with rainbow scales and fins. An octopus slinks into a small cave, taking refuge or seeking juicy prey. Anemones basking in the sunlight reach out shyly to greet me as a friend. It seems so peaceful here in the shallows. and then you wake up.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, obviously, I noticed that I've been crying in my sleep. And when I wake up, obviously, Lilith is still wrapped around me. So, probably
Then Lilith
snoring
says
in
the
my
poem.
ear.
Yes.
She's probably snoring in my ear.
Actually, she isn't.
Oh,
Nothing
not
was bad.
snoring or not there?
No, she's not there.
All right, okay.
But I will explain, because next is Lilith's dream. So, in Lilith's dream, she is also next to a body of water, but completely different. Think on like a rocky shore of one of the Great Lakes of North America, sort of very big lake in front of her, mountains and like sort of pine forests all around, very pebbly beach. There is a small boat, like a rowboat, docked against the shore, just sort of like, you know, pushed up onto the rocks a little. And Lilith sort of wanders towards it and sees a dead fish next to the boat that seems to be very fresh, it's in good condition. And she looks up and out over this big lake, this unfathomably big body of water that, you know, is just as far as the eye can see. It's very cold, both the water lapping at her feet and the air around her. There's very little to no noise at all. Like, very far in the distance, there's just a few little bird calls, but they aren't happy, chirpy calls. They are distress calls. And in her ear, she hears a very soft voice, like a whispered tone. And it says, "Come to me in the lake. Board this vessel. Row to where I dwell." And I will make a Eldritch Resistance save for it. Nope. She looks back down at the fish, and it is now rotten away, and the eye is caved in, and there's an ichor that surrounds the sort of flesh soles that have opened up, and she climbs into this paddle boat, and it just takes her onto the waves. Or, well, yeah, there would be waves. There's a big enough lake. And then she wakes up. But what she realizes is you're still asleep at this point, but I just did an alphabetical. She has a pre-arranged meeting, shall we say?
Okay.
At the crack of dawn. So writes you a little note that just says, "Working, find you soon," and just like sort of tucks it into bed with you, and then sneaks out the door, which, you know, considering, even though she is built, she is surprisingly sneaky, so like you were out of it. And how's Skarius' dream?
No thanks.
I'm good.
You are deep in a forest. It's very dark, very tall trees all around you. And you have no bearing. Like, you have zero sense of direction at all. There are no paths. You can't see the sky above you. It's just, you are hemmed in. It feels very claustrophobic.
Nothing familiar.
Nothing. There's barely even any breeze getting through. There don't seem to be any animals around, and it's quite like a heavily brackened forest. And a voice travels through the trees, seemingly sourceless. The way it's bouncing around, it feels like it's all around you. "You have not evolved. You have not begun your journey. You must be more. Only then will you know me and my embrace. Only then will you receive my gifts and power. Until that day comes, you are but a speck. Be more. Perhaps that pathetic god may help you. You seem to be all friendly. Be more. Evolve. And then you get this strange urge that either you're on a hunt or you're being hunted. There is just this predator/prey instinct that kicks in the same time, and you're like, oh, fuck, which one? But it gives you the urge to run.
Okay.
Do you run?
No.
Make an Eldritch Resistance check.
Oh, not too bad then. 17?
You run. And wake.
Oh.
Close. No cigar. So yeah, you each feel surprisingly well rested for whatever just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, each of you wake with that slight unease in the pit of your stomach.
Before like I do anything, I'm just gonna scribble that poem down, like
Okay.
before I forget it.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Lilith is nowhere to be seen, but she did leave you the note in plain sight.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, and obviously when I come round and realise she's not there, I'd be like, shit, where's she gone, kind of thing, and kind of scramble around the bed, find the note, and then go, ugh, and kind of just go back.
Working, find you soon.
Crack of dawn wasn't the time, it was a place.
Poor Dawn.
I was gonna say it was this dawn and pull your trousers up, woman. Yeah. So, is there anything you do as a morning ritual that you want to get out the way? It's probably about somewhere between 8 and 9 a.m. Like it's early, but people are still partying or are already partying. It's hard to know.
I do the obnoxious monk thing of limbering up, stretching.
Naked Tai Chi in the window.
Yeah, a bit of that, a bit of push-ups and sit-ups and just...
Hanging devil dog.
Yeah.
Baxter rolls out of bed like zombie-like, like eyes barely open, just like just kind of like staggers out of the room.
Baxter, did you sleep well?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. The breakfast, and just pushes the door open. And
I'm still doing my stuff, and you just see him leave.
Yeah, and I'm like I've like put my armor back on and was checking my bow and stuff, and I just hear like thump bags going into the door, and I'm like, oh, they're up.
I, not knowing if we're gonna come back, I am wearing my suit jacket and carrying my bag with me now.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys head down, you get a hearty breakfast, you paid B&B, so that's all sorted, comes with a drink for free.
Nice.
They also give you a large jug of water. It's just like maybe you want to get some of that down your neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a decent pseudo fry up, you know, it's like there's definitely things that are fried. What they are, you're not entirely sure.
Yeah.
One of them is definitely a seabird. Bax has had enough seabird to know. He's like, oh, again?
Fried seabird.
Are there any flyers or like advertisements in the pub to see what's going on today?
The itinerary was like the whole week. So Bax has still got that bit of paper.
Oh, right, okay.
I'll just like put it out on the table while he's just kind of like he's barely there. It's not a morning person.
Lights on, no one home.
Baxter, do you want some water?
Yeah, okay, thanks. Just like
Yeah.
drags the jug over, pulls some out.
I just thought you were just gonna chug the jug.
Briarleaf is quite like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning, so she's just kind of looking at him as if to be like,
How
what's,
can you not
what's the matter with him?
For a nocturnal, like, fox person, you're pretty chipper in the morning.
Do I notice you noticing that? Like, is that a... Yeah. Have you never had a hangover?
Nope.
We'll see to that.
What's that?
It's when you felt really good the day before and feel really bad the day after.
So, ale is a magical material that steals fun from the future?
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Well, like that horrible stuff I tasted yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
And you guys do this for fun?
Well, it's fun. Yeah, gives you more fun then, and then less fun later, like you said.
Concentrated fun.
I'm just,
You just gotta pay back the fun debt. That's all.
I'm just gonna just like, have we got ale? Have we got drinks? Yeah, I'm just gonna swish mine round and just kind of contemplate it. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah, fab.
You emphasize the weird syllable, but yeah.
Yeah, while I was doing...
that look of just, I'm going to kill you later.
While I was doing, like, my morning stretches and exercises and stuff, I was sweating because it's just, hangover time. So, yeah, now I'm going to get a bit of hair of the dog as well.
Yeah. So the ale goes down surprisingly nicely.
Yeah.
Can't be hungover if you're drunk.
Available breakfast. It's gotta be done.
Yeah, but to be fair, the breakfast is dense enough that it feels like, oh yeah, I don't need to eat for a while now. Like that was, woo. Regarding the itinerary, the jousting tournament, it's not open to the public, but it says that basically like come and gamble, get absolutely sloshed and eat really good food while watching people knock each other off horses. The jousting is at 3. So you've got quite some time. The competitive eating / drinking is at 5.
Yes.
And then the animal racing sort of like brackets start at 6, but just sort of go on into the night. And then tomorrow would be the finals.
Cool.
So yeah, you've got about 6 hours to,
I'm quite sad that jousting's not open to the public. Not that I'd be any good, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say, can your character ride a horse?
Probably. I mean, probably. Yeah, she's a ranger. Yeah, of course she would. Yeah.
You convincing us or you? Yeah, she would. She would have probably.
Yeah.
It's like one of those actors that puts on their CV can ride horse, and then they get a role where they have to ride a horse, and suddenly it's like, fuck, I
It's
need like a
just
how to ride a horse for dummies.
It's just
Or that woman who
fuck about,
said,
find out,
I
innit?
know sign language, and then did the funeral and was like, ugh.
Just doing the Jar Jar slide.
Yeah.
Um,
Jeez.
Yeah, so there's definitely some excitement still going on in the pub. Some people are definitely still awake from the previous day. There's a few people sort of passed out on the benches and like curled up in balls. There's just like sort of knocked over playing cards on a table, and it just seems like there was a bit of chaos the night before, which you all just slept right through like babies.
So how many tickets have we got? One.
You have a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm just roll perception to see if I've noticed Lilith's missing. No. I've not noticed Lilith's missing.
Just like stirring your drink with your finger.
At this time I go, where is Lilith?
Who? Oh yeah. Just like looking over at the empty chair.
Who?
She's practicing for a performance.
Gotcha.
Dedicated.
Oh yeah, she was up bright and early.
Okay, well, what are we doing?
Would you mind if I, considering the trouble we got in yesterday, would you mind if I took the enchantment back for my axe?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just sort of basically undo that and then just...
Yeah. Was it like a sort
It
of
was
10-minute ritual type thing, or was it just instant? Or?
It was on the javelin, wasn't it?
It says once per day when I.
It's
one of
just
those-
you spend a couple of minutes just like vibing, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, you've now got the enchantment back on. I
It's all-
assume efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever I am doing this, like any item that I've chosen to infuse, I've always like coiled copper cable around. So I've got coiled copper cable around the shaft of the axe. But you've noticed that on your armor, there's like little coils here and there, just like sort of attaching things.
Just in case you need
Can
to
you
be struck by
click me
lightning.
and I come flying? Like your axe?
No, I think
It only applies to weapons.
That's sad.
She's a bit of a weapon.
Wait.
Got it.
That's really sad.
So, are we going to see the jousting?
I don't know about jousting. That's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like a highbrow thing. I don't know. I don't know if that might not be my scene.
No?
Is there anything?
But I do like gambling, so.
Is there any things today that has a ticket as a reward?
No. None of the official events have tickets today. You know that the Ravenwood's Test of Champions on day 5 will have ticket rewards.
I know, but that doesn't help me today.
Well, you don't need to wait. You need to wait till day 8 anyway, even if you got them all today,
I know, but that's day 5. I can't wait.
which is
till that
before
long.
day 8. So you still have to wait regardless.
What have we got? Maybe we just take today as a hangover day, and we just vibe, you know? Maybe we just vibe.
Sure.
That sounds boring.
I might take some time to check out this, and I pull out the music box.
Yep.
We've opened it though, haven't we?
No.
Oh, can we open it?
Before you do,
Can you open it? I didn't say me.
Just in case it is a bomb.
I can, but let me do this first. Then I pull out my book and I just I like lay it down, and I start sketching it. I start sketching the actual music box,
Okay.
and as I do, that's the way I cast Identify.
Nice.
So I'm actually sketching it, and the actual notes just transfer themselves to the page.
Good flavor. I like that.
Ooh, fun. Okay.
So I
like
like
that.
old timey like anatomical notes.
Nice. Okay. So you spend some time doing that. Now, this specific thing doesn't have like a name as like an enchanted item.
That's fine.
But what you detect is, yeah, because Identify is sort of like advanced detect magic, right? It's like
Yeah,
it's,
it will tell me
It
the
tells you the
school
whole-
of magic and everything.
yeah. So
Shebang.
you detect that there is a
If there is a curse, you don't have to tell me, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some sort of like almost like mana battery in it
Okay.
that you've detected is a level 2 spell.
Okay.
What type of spell family is it? Hold on. Let me quickly bring this up, just so I don't misinform you, because I could say evocation or whatever and be completely wrong.
The evocation is gonna explode. The schools of magic is actually part of my DM cheat sheet that I've got behind the
I
screen.
had it somewhere. I think it's possibly in these. It is transmutation.
Okay.
So there is also some form of enchantment on the outside that is masking specifically what is in the box, so to say. So you know it's a level 2 spell slot. You don't know if it's like, or you can assume it can either cast 2 level 1 spells or 1 level 2. Like, knowing how much effort it takes to cast them, because you're able to identify that, you know, this sort of mana battery then can either cast like 2 level 1s or like 1 level 2 equivalent. But you can't figure out exactly what the spell is, other than at the moment it's transmutation, because of this sort of like shielding on it.
Okay, so this is kind of trying to keep me out a little bit. Do you want to go somewhere secluded so I can open it?
Hell yeah.
In case it is a bomb?
Okay, let's go find a field or something.
Sure.
Or indoors, outdoors?
Outdoors, preferably.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
As they like get up and leave, like I'm gonna follow behind them, but Briley suddenly starts to cough, and she's like coughing so much she kind of brings something up, and it's sand, and she's just kind of looking at it and remembering the dream, and kind of just chucks it away and follows you really quietly.
And then Skarius coughs up a tree.
Shit's a leaf.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I tried my
be
best
subtle?
to be like, and like you was too busy like being like, let's blow this box up.
yeah, I would have been focused on this thing, so yeah.
I like the idea, if that is the case, you like pull an entire congregation of people out of your throat.
Pulls the king.
Cough up a cloaked figure.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't notice.
Cool.
Too excited by the boss.
So, what are you
Potentially blown up.
looking for? Like a sort of
Open space.
alley? Yeah, I was gonna say like a quiet alley, or like a lot
It
of the
doesn't
open
have to
spaces
be-
are like filled with some like stalls and stuff at the moment in this area of the city. If you wanted to find like a field per se, that would be quite a schlep out the city.
Yeah, it just has to be, say, 15 feet by 15 feet of just, like, no furniture to break.
Okay, yeah. So you go for like a little bit of a wander, and you can think of 2 suitable places. Either down the sort of like dead end of the docks, or there's like every X amount of blocks, there's, you know, like a sort of almost like park, like greenery bit. So
Are there any piers that don't have boats?
yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, like the sort of dead end
Just
of the dock.
go
Yeah,
to the
dock
end.
sound-
Of,
Yeah, dogs
yeah,
sound good.
Yeah,
So
okay.
like near like a warehouse or something.
yeah.
And knowing
Yeah.
our luck, it'd be a bomb and a kid would walk past or something in a park.
Don't say that in front of the DM.
I actually had a player once cast a Dragonborn breath weapon in a public place.
Oh no.
So to like punish him for it in like a way that made him feel guilty for doing like because it was PvP. That's what it was. He just like
That's
used
even, that's even worse.
It was PvP. He just like attacked someone. So I had him freeze a gnomish child to death.
No. Oh no.
Have we learned our lesson?
Yeah, that's what it was. And then the next week was a jailbreak.
God.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't manage to kill any kids on the way to the dock, at least. So yeah, you just find like the sort of the southern tip of the pier towards where the like cliff builds up slightly, like the docks sort of come alongside it, and it's not usually used down that end because of the rocks in the harbour now, like where the sort of cliffs have fallen and stuff. It makes it a bit more treacherous for larger vessels, and there's very few small vessels coming in and out at the moment. So yeah, you find like a sort of dead end pier that is suitable for possible bombs.
Feeling relatively confident because I didn't get evocation. So, unless the transmutation stuff is masking the evocation, but whatever.
No, you feel like the transmutation was like in the box, and
In
then
the
this
box.
this other thing around it
Just
was
wouldn't tell me what it was.
yeah, it, just something else.
Because evocation wasn't picked up, I'm fairly confident I'm not going to get blown up. So I just go to the end of the pier, sort of tell you guys to stand back, and then I just
Yeah, so
Like the
it takes you
catch
like a
and
couple of like little slides of these like panel things. It's not like an actual puzzle box, but there's a few like sliding parts that you have to do in like a certain order. So it just takes you like
I'm
a minute. You're
grumbling
like
it.
stand back, and then you're like, hang on.
I'm grumbling the whole time. I'm like, I didn't make it this complicated when I made it, but whatever.
Okay, so you pop the lid. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for
Oh,
me, please?
no.
Yeah, okay. What's that? That's a Dex save, is it?
Yes.
12.
Okay. So, you pop the top, and you get a bit of a look at it. You can see this sort of like, almost like a geode that is glowing, that is the sort of mana battery.
Mm.
And there is...
I love a good geode.
like a little... attached near it then, there's like a sort of metal rod to this, almost like a ball bearing. And underneath that is a cylinder. When you pop it open, you take a quick look, the cylinder bursts forth, hitting you in the face.
Shit!
Hang on. With essentially metal, like flechette rounds, like metal spikes.
Ooh, ouch.
One of them punctures your eye. Hold on. Everyone's like, I will get to it. One of them punctures into your eye. Would you be able to make a second dexterity saving throw for me, please?
That's even worse. 9.
Okay. Well, to begin with, the actual flechettes deal 2 piercing damage.
I'm guessing this has all happened in like a millisecond.
Yeah, this is like... This second bit, the geode glows, and then the ball bearing glows as if it's transferred energy. It's going to cast heat metal on the metal that is lodged in your face.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Heat metal is a transmutation spell.
Okay.
Bear with me. So...
Fucking Theus.
Oh, that's cruel.
Though...
Can I blow on it?
It doesn't seem to be a full-blown, like, because it's from this, like, battery, you assume that this thing isn't 100%, like, efficient, so it's not, like, a full-blown heat metal damage, but you do take 6 fire damage.
In the eye.
Oh, actually 3, because you're...
Yeah.
But yeah, it does essentially heat inside your eye, and it essentially just... It would be... So your character is... he's got the thing on gauntlet on his left hand, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So would you be holding it with a gauntleted hand or opening it with a gauntleted hand?
I'd probably be open it with the gauntleted hand.
Okay, so it does shoot your right eye.
Okay.
So, like, gauntlet this side.
Yeah.
In this moment, as you guys see this sort of... He's, like, down at the end of the pier. You can hear him grumbling under his breath. It clicks open, and you're like, oh, not a bomb. And you can just see him, like, sort of lash and drop the box.
Bax would have run straight away.
As you're doing it, everything slows again.
Oh, no.
But not for you. More timey-wimey bullshit. You hear a voice, different to the one in your dream, but you do recognize the voice.
I would already be like mid casting Cure Wounds.
Yeah, so
like, as in like I'm on my knee, like in incredible pain, holding my.
So as you do that, you can cast Cure Wounds if you want to, because you're still able to move.
Yeah.
So by all means do that.
So we have like.
Yeah, you were like, I'm coming.
I think I wouldn't have finished the spell if weirdness had happened. Like if I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a voice comes to you in your mind, and it says,
"Oh shit! When I gave you that box, I didn't think this would happen. Gods! Hold on!"
And Theus apparates before you. You don't see this. Like, this is outside of your time. And he stood there, and he sees you just sort of like kneeling down, like
I'm holding my face. I'm like, Theus, what the fuck, dude?
And he's like,
I don't know. I know I'm the god of chaos, but I didn't make it do that. You see, this isn't chaos. This is cruelty, and I do not abide that. I will help you, because you weren't a cock to me. You know what? I didn't mind you. Okay, I will fix. I fix this. Don't panic. Okay, so I have a few questions. I know this seems like not the time, but don't worry. It'll make sense.
Blood.
yeah, you're like, the eye is like completely demolished at this point.
He goes, do you prefer the number 12 or the number 20?
Oh, 12, definitely.
Okay. Which side do you like better, red or black? And he's like pointing at his robe.
Is the robe like different design on each side, or is it just?
It's very plain, but it's just like down the middle. There's like a stitch, like a jagged stitch, with like black on the left, red on the right. Sorry, I had to reference the mini.
Who would do that?
I was going to try and fight my biases being red myself, but no, let's go for red.
Okay. This next one's gonna sound very strange.
This hurts a lot.
Yes, I know, but I want to get it right. You know, if it's right for you, it's right for all. Would you prefer to see that which would make a blind man jealous? Sorry. Or that which hides in the darkest night? Sorry, I have to do it like riddles, otherwise the magic doesn't quite work.
Judging by what you're asking, can I just have my eye back?
That's sort of where we're going, but trust in the process. Don't make me kaplank you.
The second one.
Darkest night? Okay, cool. Would you rather be quicker at identifying things at a glance? I know this is a lot of eye-based language, but again, bear with. Or find things more easily in general. So identify things at a glance, or be able to find things.
I do struggle to find things.
Okay, finding things. Good. And finally, you're a tinkerer of sorts, yes? Which part of it resonates more with you? The arcane or the mechanical?
Okay, my mother is going to hate me for this, but the mechanical.
Cool. Clicks his fingers, and suddenly you can see again. But instead of an eye, you have a red, basically D12, that grants you devil sight for 30 feet, a +2 to investigation,
What?
and
Wait, investigation and not perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
at a glance was perception, but you said you like finding things.
Okay, cool.
And because of the mechanical, you may detect traps, cast detect traps once per short rest for free.
Nice.
Jeez.
That's good.
He's like, looks a bit... Hold on.
And then he like wiggles his fingers again, and it goes like a slightly different shade of red, so it doesn't like blend in with your skin completely. He's like, better.
Look, I'm very sorry that happened to you. I really did not mean that to happen. That was not the intention. I had no idea where that box came from. It seemed to be some sort of bomb, as I'd predicted, of course.
Hey, I detected transmutation, so I thought I was in the clear.
Bloody magic.
This is going to sound weird. And he turns around to you two, and he's like,
They might want to hear this.
and you two now like, yeah, like just immediately.
You fall over each other.
Yeah. It's like, can we see him? We can see him.
Yeah, you can see him, but like also if you like sort of face them, he's now just got this like red dodecahedron in his eye.
What happened? What happened?
So it blew up in my face, as you saw.
Who's this guy?
This is
Oh, hello.
this is Theus.
Oh,
You're the little bastard that was running around my realm, weren't you?
you're the chaos guy.
I am the chaos guy.
Hey, cool. What's he doing here?
Well,
He jumped in to save my eye. Or
Oh, that's nice.
replace my eye.
I quite like him, and he sort of let me out. So an eye for an eye.
I mean,
Nice.
you wouldn't be out if he hadn't done the whole grung space-time stuff.
Yes, but he might not like me, like your friends.
And he goes, I remember. Then he looks around and he goes,
Where's the one with the?
Oh, she's working.
She's practicing
Practicing.
for the show.
That's what we said. Practicing.
and he's like,
Still very hard not to say anything. Sorry. Anyway,
Are you not telling me about the show that she's going to do?
No, it's nothing. Look, it's
yes,
fine.
I don't want to spoil the final act. There's a little little proposition I have for you.
You could have said climax, but whatever. Sorry.
He's like, I have a proposition. It's a bit of a... I always hate asking this. I always feel so uncomfortable and so ungodlike. It feels very human.
You unfroze these two. Is everyone else still frozen?
Oh no, everything's like normal now.
Oh,
But,
okay.
like you're far enough away from everyone that it's just like 4 people down on a pier, you know?
So, turns out I've been away longer than I thought. My previous worship champion, chosen, whatever you want to call it, turns out he's fucking dead. Died a long time ago. I've been gone a long time.
Oh, I'm
you
so
have
sorry
contact
to
with
hear
him?
that, man.
Yes, but again, the whole time difference, but it... I should stop pissing around with time magic, honestly. Either way,
I took notes about chaos, but I guess that was foolish.
probably. It'll probably change in a week. Who knows? I sure as fuck don't. Just say it. Just get it out.
And you could see him sort of like wretched a bit, as if he's like, he really doesn't want to say this. You know, like when people go to say sorry and they're like, so... he's like,
Will you be like a champion of sorts for me? Champion's the wrong word. That sounds too grandiose. Look,
Me specifically?
yes, I'm in need of followers, and you seem to be a very persuasive sort of guy, and I did just do you a solid. So, perhaps in the interest of our new tenuous friendship, is it, God's having mortal friends seems sort of icky, but again, my wife would very much encourage this. I'm gonna have to find her. I'm going to...
Hey, dude, do it. That sounds...
It'll be a bit strange from time to time, I will warn you. However, you simply just worship me. You don't have to be like, you know, over the top and sort of people-burning sort of worshipper, but it would be nice.
Is that something
Okay.
that people do who worship you, usually?
Not me, usually, no.
Good, okay.
So,
Up in Charpire, they burn people all the time. Hence the name.
Chopaya, okay.
I've got a question. Please answer as honestly as possible.
Of course.
How will that affect this? And I actually, like, show some of my monk symbols and actually show, like... Because it would carry the symbolism of the god that...
Oh, actually, that's sort of perfect.
All things on the table, I have no love for this person. So...
Good, because I'm not sure you know what that is, because that's not a person.
I've been learning...
I'll put it plainly and bluntly for you and your friends. You know, I am a new god, technically. I'm old as shit, but, you know, new god pantheon, yes. Well, there is a much older, far more sinister pantheon, I think. I don't know, they're sort of just like a loose grouping of entities. That happens to be one of them. And part of the early avatar settlement thing that we did, part of the reasons we made avatars in the first place, was to drive people away from worshipping these entities and worshipping us instead.
You guys got beef, or is it just a trying to steal the thunder kind of situation?
Oh, you reminded me of beef. And then he summons another beef sandwich and he's like, sandwiches. I love them. Oh! Sorry, where was I?
This guy made some great soup as well.
Really?
You want soup? I
Yeah.
like soup. He like summons you a bowl of soup, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't ask for a flavor. That's that flavor."
And you could just hear the ball screaming at you, and it just looks like the infinite abyss.
Okay.
That one is both no flavor and every flavor.
That might turn you inside out.
Okay.
Hold on. And then he claps his hands again. You got like a nice bowl of leaking potato.
Oh, nice. Just start. Like,
Theus knows that the player is Welsh.
We're good. We're good show.
I see all.
I thought, well, let's start. This guy was an ass. He's great. I love this guy. You should go for it.
I mean, 2 worshippers I wouldn't exactly turn down. Might be fun. But yes, I've sort of fallen out of favor with new god worshippers for the gods of life and light and the land and all the good things. They lie to their priests, tell them I'm evil. I'm not evil, I'm just odd.
Yes, but all things tend towards chaos. That's what entropy is.
Ah, a man of culture.
What were those words?
So you know the arrow of entropy? And I just go off on one.
Yeah. Theus is just like following along. He's like, yep.
After a few
like fact
moments,
checking
you
it all.
just see like blank gaze.
I think you're going to kill your friend.
Oh,
Might
sorry.
want to stop.
I'm sorry,
Look,
I didn't get any.
I don't ask much. Just
Is this a permanent commitment?
it's not like anything will change per se, other than perhaps if you are pious enough to my cause, I will offer you some more boons.
Speaking of, I missed the last point that you made. You did Devil Sight, +2 to investigation, and...
Cast detect traps once per day. Once per short rest.
Nice, okay.
Like, Briarleaf is just, like, taking none of this. Like, she don't believe you at all, and she's just not taking any of your shit. And I think everyone else is as well. And then I look over at you two, and you're, like,
Lapping it up.
in awe at him, and I'm just like, great.
I'm not in awe at him, I'm just...
Well, he is, with his
Bax
soup.
kind of is. He's like, this is great.
But I
Yeah,
can
see,
see,
I
I can
like
see
these.
you, like, actually thinking about it, and I'm like, great.
I kept tabs on you lot. You seemed different. But now I think I know what it is. And that sort of settles it. I think you have been influenced in some way by
You could say that.
ancient entities.
Influenced? How do you mean? Because we've had some pretty whack stuff happen. There was this crab on the boat. It was big. It was not like a
Like,
a
"Oh,
normal
yes, you're-
sized crab.
Your
And we all saw it.
boisterous friend told me of a crab. Still no context.
But we all saw it. It appeared. We fought it.
We had a shared dream.
and then we woke up, and it didn't really happen, but it kind of did.
And some horrific shit happened. I
Dreams
died.
are not really my thing.
And then he like remembers you worship Drek, and he's like,
Dreams are more that bastard's thing.
We all. I mean, there were like colors too.
I'm a little colorblind.
Like everything was.
Do you like my green and black cloak?
That's okay. Well,
he's like, it is green, right?
yeah.
Please tell me it's green.
a nice green.
It's an interesting shade of green.
Well, I'm glad my new friends wouldn't lie to me.
Wait, does that mean you think they are green?
Are they not?
I mean,
This might be a whole...
In chaos, I can see everything fine. On this plane, everything goes a bit.
Wait, so is this like chaos to you?
Sort of.
Okay.
I just assumed that everything changed color, and then someone told me that the color I thought it wasn't the color, and then I was like, oh, perhaps I'm colorblind.
I start,
Wait, and then he
that's
goes,
kinda
wait a minute,
crazy.
I wear red. What is wrong with me? Oh, you were red. Fuck.
I start
Oh, yeah,
touching
you
my
got it.
eye.
Yeah. He's like,
Oh, I did ask you if you're.
oh, and then it sort of clicks into place for him. He's like,
Oh, that makes sense. Wait, is the eye actually red? Did I make it? Green?
Yes, it's a good color.
Okay.
And then he like looks at you and goes, green
I have
is
no
red,
idea. I have no idea because it's in
blue
my head.
is green. And he's like, ah.
I try pulling on the eye.
Stays firmly in place.
Okay, this is me then, yes?
Just gonna come over and
Sort
start
of.
tapping it, like in the eye socket.
Because you said mechanical.
Yes, well, okay, so the mechanical thing was more to do with like the effect of it. However, there is a slight hint of basically the if the D12 is there, sort of like split down the middle, and every now and again it just sort of goes and like locks to the next pentagon, and then sort of does that, and we'll just sort of do this. But other than that, it feels very much like lodged in place, and even when you're like poking it, you definitely can't feel it. There's no like nerve like touch.
And it's like solid.
Yeah, and it's basically like a gem. It feels like.
Okay. Am I aware of the effects of it? As in the abilities that it bestows?
So, I mean,
Because I could technically cast investigation on my own eye, if I needed to.
yeah. Okay,
not
so
investigation in word.
Identify.
Why have I forgotten?
Identify.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We can just say that, like, you know,
Unless it's a magic item and I'm attuned to it, at which point I do know.
it's not an attunement slot. It doesn't like fill up an attunement slot. We'll just say that Theus like told you what it
okay.
did, just for brevity's sake.
Well, this is
It
wonderful.
just as it went in, it was sort of like you were able to like just sort of study detail a bit quicker than you were before, and you're like, whoa, hold on.
To the point where I start looking at things like this.
Yeah. It does see in full color, but
Okay.
something feels off. When you like cover the like living eye, everything just feels weird. Like a lot of the color information is coming from this, and this one is like your brain is sort of reading what this one is and filling in the color almost. So when you do that, it doesn't necessarily go black and white. It just sort of desaturates. You're like, oh.
Okay.
So, ancient entities.
Yes, I believe your people call them the old gods. It's sort of like an old god versus new god thing, and it seems like each of you have been influenced by both in your own way.
Well, I had a crazy dream last night. Now, I didn't really think anything of it, but now that you're saying that, I'm like, yeah, there's always this like golden color.
Not really ringing a bell, I won't lie.
No?
No. I don't know much about them. I've ignored them for several thousand years for the most part.
What happened? Did they lose power when people stopped worshipping them? But
I don't... Sort of. They were sort of losing influence in general. The world changed so much, and things were coming and going, and new species were evolving, and...
what would they want with us? Because we all saw
Fuck
that
beats me. I don't know. I only got here like 10 minutes ago.
So did you dream of a
Oh wait,
forest
no, it was last night.
night?
Time is weird.
And he just starts like sort of panicking on this pier. He's like, I hate this place. Why did I come here? I should have stayed where I was. Fuck.
Not a forest. No, I
didn't see you in my dream last night.
I had a dream. It was like a room, and there were cloaked figures. And I was a king, but it wasn't me. It was like I was on the throne, looking at me, and they were dragging me, and like I'd been taken prisoner or something. But I was the king, and I was watching it.
Okay, listen, princess. It seems like you're going down a bit of a spiral. I'm going to speed this up so I can fuck off. You may.
I was in the forest and I just ran away.
You can talk about this later. Look. All I ask is that you be pious men towards me.
How do we do that?
Just
I've always followed the customs with these gods and...
Just, when you're at a temple, offer a prayer to one of my little idols or statues or whatever the fuck they put in those horrible places. You'd think for a god I'd enjoy being in there, but I don't. They smell of old things. It's all dusty and old people. And old people fart a lot. That's one thing I don't really understand about... Sorry, I'm on a tangent.
There was this old monk at my monastery and he would not stop farting.
Bastard.
like all the time, and it was always during our prayers. So
You'd think
he
he
was
was doing
sat
it on
right in
purpose.
front of me.
Maybe he didn't like you. I quite like you. Sort of how someone likes a pet, though, so don't get too big for your boots. I could still squash you like a bug.
I know.
But-
I've seen Kerplunk.
You've not seen Kaplunk. He just has that moment of, I
I see
shouldn't do it
Kaplunk?
on the mortal realm.
I'd like.
I'm like,
He's like,
to see
I'm not presuming to tell you what to do, but I'm like,
Hey, don't take this from me. Don't take this from me.
He's like, I would love to, but I assure you if I do it, Banel will be here quicker than I can blink. That's my wife.
Oh, okay.
You know the goddess of justice?
I know of her.
Yes, well,
Are you guys like a thing?
Yes. It's weird, we're not...
how does
It's
chaos
not
and justice
official.
work together?
That's sort of the irony and the point of it. I don't know, sort of like the two halves to a whole. Either way, she tries to limit me. It's a bit of a problem, but I have...
Opposites attract. Do you know what they say?
it was all done sort of in the ether, in the stars, billions of years ago, and it's not really like a wife. We sort of picked that up from you lot, but we have technically children. It's a whole thing. Read a book. And then he looks
to
at you and
church.
goes, you can read, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He just grins and he's like, oh, I love the stupid ones.
Do you have
Not your friend, though. She's a twat.
do you have a symbol or a sign that I can look for?
Yes. So I will start drawing one if I can remember what it was. But in the meantime, he's like, oh fuck, I can't even. I'll just draw you. He's like, look, just offer me a prayer now and again. Maybe just offer a little more chaos into the world. You know, I'm not asking you to go around murdering. That's not what I do. That's not chaos. That's criminal. That's different.
That's evil.
Yeah.
Yes, and I am not evil.
Chaos is more like
Chaos
Just be
is
unhinged
pushing
bastards.
pushing a cup off a table.
chaos is like
You know, like a cat.
true neutrality.
I mean, just be spontaneous. Sow joy and merriment, but also a little bit of fear, but not like too much, and like a little bit of worry, but again, not too. Just sort of be.
I can
You
do
know-
that. I can do that.
Do you know what I mean by?
You know what?
I just
It's
do
hard
it
to
again.
communicate with you lot. You just. I mean, Kaplunk is a bad example. That's not exactly chaos. That's just funny. But for me anyway, you look mortified. How do I put this? Where there is too much order, maybe just spice things up a bit, you know?
Well, like this, and I wait for somebody to come past, and use thaumaturgy to make the ground tremor near them.
Okay.
So they like,
Yeah, so like where the street is, sort of like the front of the dock, there's like a few people that are moving down towards this way. Looks like they're stacking up like some boxes ready for like a small vessel to come in. And as he's like walking along, you do like a bit of a tremor, and he's like, "Oh, earthquake! Earthquake! Fuck! Wait, we don't get those here, do we? Do we?" He like panics. He puts down the box. He like stands on it. And he's like, "Oh, stopped."
if he looks at me, I'll act as if I've detected
No, he's
an
not so much
earthquake
looking at
as
you. He's like he's looking around at, like more towards like the inland where like the
okay.
dock workers are. And he's like, "Anyone else feel that?" You could just go, "No, you're drunk again. Fuck off, Terry." And he's like, "Yeah, that was pretty good. Yes, but that felt a little forced. You know what I mean? It needs to feel more chaotic, natural. It's just where there's too much order, just have fun. You know?
Go with my instincts.
Be impulsive.
Okay.
Don't open any more fucking paradoxes. That's not impulsive.
I'm not going back to that.
That was very impulsive.
Okay, a little more forethought than that. Look, it's really hard to explain this. I'm a god of chaos. I struggle communicating with mortals anyway, and what I'm trying to describe to you is the very epitome of difficult things to describe, because it is literally chaos. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
But look, the more pious you are to me, you don't have to go over the top. I don't like those fucking deacons and priests and stuff.
Did you ever have any?
Yes. There was an actual it was a very large temple dedicated to me some several thousand years ago, over in the southern marsh, or what is now the southern marsh glades. Not there anymore. Sorry.
Not there anymore. Like nobody goes there, or like the building is gone.
It's gone. Poof. He's like, poof.
Interesting.
It is no longer in this plane of existence, but also not in mine. Don't ask any more questions, or I will make you go poof.
I accept your offer.
I like that. You seemed a very... I don't want to say appetite, because that's rude, but... straight edge man, you know? A sort of does things a little by the rule. I don't know, you're...
I'm just trying to evolve.
It's a good way of looking at it. Evolution. That was chaotic. I saw the first deep-sea creature climb out onto the land, and I kicked that little bastard straight back in. It was quite sad, actually. He belly flopped really hard. I say belly flop, did they have bellies at that point? What's a belly? And then he sort of looks down, he's like, where does it stop? Is this my belly? Where,
It's like the
where
whole
is
front
it?
bit below the ribs, I guess.
Still so much to learn. Oh, but I don't want to.
It's a great big world. There's
Speaking of, I should probably go find my wife. Actually, no, she'll throw me back in the fucking chaos thing. Probably. She doesn't like me sowing my seeds everywhere, which is sort of why I like... Does Skarius do that?
No.
Okay. He's like...
He doesn't know what that means. He thinks he's
That's
literally
true.
chucking seeds
Yeah.
everywhere.
Skarius, despite looking like a devil man, he's a flower child.
As long as
That's
it's not
okay.
Midsummer Flower Child. But yeah, he's like, But yes, when I was... That's why I like to have people do my... Not bidding, because I don't... Bidding is order. But anyway, you get the drift,
I've not
surely.
detected any bidding from you.
No, there's no bidding. It's just go be frivolous, be spontaneous, be...
Embody chaos.
You get it. You can as well if you want to,
Cool.
I suppose.
yeah.
I mean, you're already a what you call a Drek worshipper? Drekian. Fuck it, and then he just disappears. Just leaving you guys on a pier with that guy still standing on the box, just like tenderly tapping the floor.
He was nice.
So what was his name again? Fergus?
Yes, Fergus.
Fergus?
Yes.
I'll remember that one. I'll write it down somewhere.
Fergie.
Fergie.
Yeah.
You did say spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, to be fair, if
Fergie
that comes
Mabai.
up, if he does pop back up at some point, that would be a wonderful encounter. Just
I'm just gonna get
Hey, Fergie.
Deny. I'm just gonna be like Fergie. And he'll-
We'll have like,
Will you was.
we'll have like 100 sessions, and the last one will just be you getting kaplunked.
Yes, you guys are now just sort of like left out on a pier, and you were just still trying to adjust to this new eye that came out of fucking nowhere.
Does it look okay?
Looks cool.
There's still like dried blood on your face and stuff. He didn't like clean you up at all. He just sort of stuck a new thing in.
Where's the old one?
It kind of... There wasn't much left of the old one.
Oh.
That was a savage spell in that music box. Is the music box still there?
Yeah, you just dropped it when you think like it. Clearly, the geode has been expended, and like the sort of canister of
So
metal
those are the two
spikes were like
spells.
So it didn't play any music.
no.
Sad.
it played an explosion in my face.
So who is that meant for?
I love that
if
song.
it wasn't meant for you.
Lilith.
That's cold,
So-
man.
This gives me a bad feeling because if my name is tied to this thing and there might be more of them out there, they give this to the wrong person and suddenly I'm an assassin.
I'm gonna walk over to the music. Is the music box still on the...
Yeah, it's
On
just
the pier.
down on the pier.
I'm gonna get the hammer and, like, golf club it into the sea.
Okay, yeah, you just give it like a firm. Dum. It's just like in the air for way longer than you expect it to be, and you're like,
Problem solved.
I cast Disguise Self to get my old eye back.
oh, okay,
Visually,
okay,
just because I'm not used to it yet.
yeah, okay. So your eye returns to what it did look like, but now
Change the character art.
you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh fuck! You have to. You sort of give it like a, and even though like your finger just like passes through and like you can still feel the stone. You're like, oh, weird.
So, for me to know, like, is it surgically attached to me? Like, do I feel as if it's attached to my ocular nerve?
You're not entirely sure how it's attached. It's just sort of there. It's big enough to fill the socket, and it's just sort of stuck. Like you're not sure if it's magical or like surgical or what. It's just very much in your skull, and it doesn't like move when you try and move it. It just does that every now and again, like that sort of.
Okay.
Can we hear it?
I mean, if you go right up near it and listen very, very, very closely, and
That's
it's
in
like
my
silent.
head, so I probably hear it every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's still quite quiet though,
annoying.
to be fair. It's not like
Is it
Yeah,
like is it like when
abrasive.
your eye is like quite squelchy and you
Yeah,
hear
sort of-
like
or like it. I don't know if you sort of like click your toe.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
far
that's
enough away that it's
horrible.
like
Like,
yeah, just like a
Ah.
really quiet. But it is very subtle. You notice it to
man.
begin with, but like after a few minutes, it just sort of like fades to background and it just becomes like quite normal very quickly.
his fingers will go like that before long. His programmer's fingers.
Bollocks. Like a program's elbow
Oh,
and shoulder. But, like I'm a clicky boy.
I can program his knees.
They're not mine. I keep them in a jar. But yeah, you just sort of like all of you just stood on a pier like, well, okay, that happened. Fuck.
So I've got the new eye now.
I think it's pretty cool.
I still don't trust that guy. But you won't listen to me.
Try his soup.
I-
Just like push the ball over.
What, the screaming one or
No, the leak.
Oh no, you popped that out when he brought in the leak.
I don't trust him either, but I think that's the point.
He's been nothing but nice. What?
I think that's probably a good time to have a break.
Yep, cool.
We will come back in 5, 10, 50 minutes, whatever.
Whatever Theus decides.
Yeah, to
Fergie?
meet us
Like
on the
a
pier. So, bye-bye for now.
Chaos.
Welcome back. So, for the break, we met a god again, and he basically signed these two up, sort of the equivalent of door-to-door Mormons. Just like, stop by, hello, do you want to join my crew? And they were like, yeah, fuck it, why not? So, what do you intend to do? It's still pretty early in the morning. You know, you've only been out the pub, like, what, half an hour or so because of the short walk to and from this pier. Maybe 45 minutes. So you guys have all morning to do whatever the hell you want, go anywhere you want. You can hang about until the jousting or explore, go for a swim. You are by the sea. There may be creatures.
Are we interested in gambling on the jousting?
Yeah, why not?
I don't really know what that is.
Have you not gambled before?
So, how do you explain it?
So you put money down on something, and then...
Like a table?
Usually.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then if what you say you want to happen happens, then you get everybody's money.
Like everyone's?
Everyone who said that something different would happen.
Basically, whoever's right gets the money.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm in.
Easy.
There we go.
It's like, fuck. It's just like, oh, we're gonna have a problem on our hands. She has no concept of this, and she's just like, yeah, let's do it. Cool. So you just sort of like
look in for the jousting.
Yeah, just you're gonna like head in now and wait around all day, or just sort of like mill about.
Like I said, you said the
general?
jousting was going to be
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Mill about and then head over when it.
Yeah, so it's about 5 hours from now.
Okay, if we're going to be milling about, not to turn this into a shopping episode,
But shopping episode.
Shopping
but
episode.
is there any place I can get materials or magical items?
What sort of materials?
I usually work with like soft metals like copper and silver.
But specifically like metallurgic as opposed to like leather.
Yeah, I will work with iron sometimes if it's a bigger piece, but I just want to kind of stock up to...
Okay, yeah. So much like throughout this world, especially in major cities, there are sort of like artisan hubs that are...
B&Q.
Yeah, the book and quill. There's essentially these very tall gazebos that have carved, usually wooden, sometimes sort of marbled pillars in regular intervals with just a very large roof. Think quite somewhere between like Viking architecture meets like Chinese, Japanese temple architecture, and they're just very common throughout the world, where essentially there's enough space for people to set up like a shop. Some people have more like a permanent shop, especially things like blacksmiths or what have you that require a lot more, physical stuff as opposed to just like a table. They need the anvil and things. And then there are these boards out the front where you essentially a lot of the artisans will have one or several wooden plaques almost that they slide into the boards. That, it's like, I'm here today, this is my name, this is the name of the shop, and then this is what I do. And then when they're packing up to go on the road, they just take that and go on to the next city, pop it in. So
Traders Hall kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you've played Elder Scrolls Online, the sort of like...
I was thinking that's exactly...
Yeah, basically, one of those sort of things. But they are very common, and they tend to be built in a very similar style to each other, as opposed to the style of the city, weirdly. Like, it's almost as if there's just like one group of people going around the world building all these things.
Just to be like identifiable.
Yeah, very much so. Like,
Cool.
If anything, it would be like a sort of a greater merchants guild. So like instead of just a city-wide one, it would be like the sort of conglomerate of merchants guilds coming together and being like, well, this is how we're gonna build them to make them identifiable, that sort of thing, So yeah, you can head over to one of those. They'll more than likely be anything you need, and if not, a lot of merchants that were like too late to set up within the gazebo, if there's no room, they'll set up sort of around in the streets, and there's essentially just like a big market square type thing. There's 2 in the city. There's one in the upper city where you guys are, near the dock, so obviously they don't have to take things far, so it's not far from you. But then there's also a much bigger one, but a lot less refined one down in the lower city, where the sort of not quite as masterful artisans will go, because obviously they can only charge what the people around them can afford.
I mean, since I'm not actually going for any pieces, I might go for some pieces, but my primary goal is to get supplies. So I'll go to whichever one is closest.
Yeah, so it'll be the upper city one.
Okay.
And there are vendors, like even if they don't have like a specific metal vendor. Like the blacksmith and the people that use it will
blacksmith,
have like
whitesmith,
excess stock.
jeweler supplies. Yeah.
So a lot of them sell off excess stock.
Is there plumbing in your world? Because there could be plumber supplies as well.
There's not like sort of your traditional indoor plumbing. A lot of it is still
because there was the outhouses.
Outhouses and holes in floors and stuff.
Okay.
There are like pipes and sort of viaducts and stuff, but and sewer systems, but there's not like sort of indoor copper plumbing in the vast majority of places. Some very specific like gnomish or dwarven or the traditional tinkerer races. Then a lot of random outcroppings here and there will have very purpose-made ones, but it's more like they took their chemistry sets and was like, wait a minute, we can just make it longer. But it's not refined by any means.
Cool.
So there's not necessarily like a plumber. The plumbers would be the architects that build the outhouses or dig the pits, and then the person who plumbs it is some poor little slave boy that has to like dig it out by hand or whatever.
Yeah, okay. So I'll essentially try and get I like to work with copper or bronze because it's malleable. So I'll say I want to find 15 golds worth of copper.
Okay.
Say, go for copper because I can always make it bronze if I need to.
Yeah. Okay. So you go to like there's like a couple of blacksmiths in there, but they offer you a sort of few gold each worth of it, and by the time you go around,
because copper was only used for ornamentation and stuff like that with iron and steel weapons.
Like the jewelers, and there seems to be someone who does more sort of building work, and it's sort of like if you had. Well, you said B&Q, but annoyingly it is sort of like B&Q. But it's just some bloke selling like timbers and sheets of metal and that sort of stuff. So you pick up 15 gold.
Yeah, I'll just go between the shops and take what they can.
Just carry him.
So
Excuse me, mate.
Yeah, essentially, like, I go to another guy and I just like hold open the bag and it's just like more copper in the bag, please.
Yeah, so you get a decent amount. I don't actually... Wait, how much would... weight-wise would 15 golds worth be?
I don't know.
Because that'd be quite a... I'm sure copper is one of the things that is...
I think it has a...
Yeah, priced. Hold on, I might have it.
15 golds worth. I mean, if the coins work on, like, weight of value... like old school coins, that's what 1,500.
1,500 copper coins
worth of copper.
Fucking hell. Yeah, it's quite a sizable amount, I think. I'm sure somewhere
it'd be a relatively heavy sack, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What's coin weight? You can work it out from that.
I'm sure in the actual PHB there is a specific section. Hang on, 5e weight.
Oh yeah, there's like a trade goods
copper
bit.
Per gold.
Oh, I just deleted all my arrows. Can you imagine that
Oh,
happening?
you can't have them back.
Can you imagine that happening? Just like she's got like a quiver in her back full of arrows. They just like, and she's like, oh.
Oh, where did they go?
And then you hear Theus laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. 40 coins of copper pound. Okay. It doesn't matter too much anyway. We can look at it afterwards if need be. But like, you do have a sizable amount of copper for 15 gold.
It'd be about
37.5.
37 pound. Yeah, I was gonna say about 35. I was just
Yeah, it's quite a it's like a backpack's worth of copper.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Cool.
So I'm just lugging copper around.
Yeah, just...
and I assume it's just all rough. So like I might have like copper pipes and then like an ingot of copper and then it's just
you got like a few ingots.
some copper wire.
A lot of it is either so like from the jeweler you would have got sort of the smaller sheets and the wire. From the supplier it would have been larger sheets or like sort of almost like tubes of it, not quite like pipe officially, but like where they've just like coiled this like sheet, and then from the smith it would have been like smaller ingots of it. So you get a decent array of forms of copper.
During this process,
varying
I'm
purities.
apologizing to the two of you constantly because you must think I'm insane. Like, why is he buying so much copper?
Yeah, to be fair, even some of the vendors are like, fuck, that's a lot of copper.
Are there any blacksmiths here who might be able to do like a weapon upgrade or anything like that? Add some spikes to them all, something along those lines to get a bit of extra damage.
Yeah, so there's a very large tabaxi guy that looks a bit like Kiraj, but is like sort of inverted colors. So instead of being like grey with dark mottling, he's like much darker with almost like white spots on him. He built like a brick shithouse and is slamming away at this big block of steel. To be fair, the hammer he's using is far too large for like your regular smith. This is just, he's essentially showing off and building mass while he's doing it. He's like, well, if I'm gonna be working, I'm gonna be swole.
How many swole tabaxis we've encountered?
Yeah, it's just like I've never seen them before. They're always like weirdly tall and thin, and they're sort of like built like Hunter from Spyro. And now there's these guys. There's just two of them that they're built like the mountain from Game of Thrones, and it's just uncomfortable to be around because they're just so ripped. It's like they're cats, for fuck's sake.
Love it.
But yeah, he's just slamming away, just like whistling to himself and humming.
I'll approach him. Say, hey, buddy.
Hey up, fella.
I wasn't expecting that accent. Okay. You see this?
Aye,
Point the
that's a
ball.
big fucking lump, that is.
Yeah.
Fair play to you.
Yeah.
You can swing that round.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fucking hell.
It's lighter than it looks.
He reaches over just like... Huh. I mean, it's got a bit of weight to it.
I'm looking to see. I've had it a little while. It's looking a little dinged up. Looking to see if maybe I could get some upgrades to it, some improvements, something that's gonna make it hit a little harder, maybe swing it a little more accurately. Something like that. The kind of thing you can do.
So at the moment, it is basically just like a sort of rock with
Yeah.
like a pole in it.
So it's obviously made from some kind of large boulder that's been chiseled and squared
Yeah.
off into a big block. And then there's the shaft of the handle, which has been like bound to it by a big metal band around the middle
Okay.
kind of thing. So it's like welded and then bound
Yeah.
around and then welded
Okay.
again, so it holds it.
Yeah, he's
Probably hammered in with some spikes as well to keep it all together.
Yeah, he's like, I could probably like stick some like steel face plates on it with maybe some spikes or something. It's gonna make it a good bit heavier, but it'll fucking hurt.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Like it's pretty basic right now.
yeah. Like, okay, give me a few hours with it. I'll get it sorted out.
Cool. I'll just like kind of with my foot just like across the floor
What
towards him.
dice do you roll currently for?
It's 2d6. It's a
2d6.
maul.
Okay, cool. Alright. He's like, well, I mean, for materials and time and that, call it 20 gold.
Coincidentally, that's exactly how much I've got. So, yeah, deal.
I can pitch in for that if you want to not, run out of gold.
If you're offering, I'm not going to say no.
I'll let you pay and then I'll give you 5 gold back.
Cool. Okay. Do you want it up front?
I mean, we usually do it up front, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It's either all up front or half now, half later.
I'll give him the whole thing. Give him the whole 20.
Yeah, so he's like, luckily I'm hammering out some pretty high quality steel here, so we'll get that sorted for you.
Nice. Thank you, man. And I just kind of give him a little like chest punch. Just in the
like,
pec.
does one back and it like really fucking hurts.
I just pretend that it doesn't. Good talk. See you later.
So yeah, he sort of starts getting onto it nearly straight away, where you can see him just thinning out this like stock bar of pretty, it's a pretty sizable bar of steel.
Cool.
But what it'll essentially do is add some banding around like the edges with like a metallic face plate on it.
Nice.
With essentially sort of like spikes in like the corners, sort of like doing this.
Nice, cool.
So it'll basically be a +1.
Nice.
So,
that's what I was looking for.
yeah. I wanted to check the die because I was thinking of doing like a die upgrade, but I was like, it's already 2d6. If I go up from there.
Very nice. Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool.
Is there anything that you want to look for?
Is there like do you know like different types of arrows? So like frost arrows, fire arrows, grappling arrows. Is there any stuff like that in your?
There is a Fletcher, so it may well be. It's sort of like a stall with 3 guys that do a few different things. So you just gotta like approach the.
Yeah, approach and just ask like I just point to my back and be like, do you sell like what kind of arrows do you have?
So the Fletcher looks up at you. He's like in the middle of like whittling and at the end of an arrow to put like some feathers in it, and he just like points at his mouth and then shakes his head as if to be like, I can't speak. But a gnomish fellow sort of pops into frame, shall we say, to like speak on his behalf. He's like, good day to you! My friend here is a little bit of a mute, so I'm afraid he won't be able to communicate with you back. But yes, we do sell a whole host of arrows, as well as some fine leathered goods. You see, I am a man of multiple talents, and so are my friends. So we sell a whole host of things.
Oh, Briarleaf just walks back out.
Really?
He's like,
I was kind of hoping you would say it.
he's like, funnily enough, this man here is called Fletch. This one is called Imbag, and my name is Numpers. Numpers Trumble Punch of the Trumble Punch Leathery Goods Emporium.
Okay, that's when Briarleaf walks out. I'm like, no. No, I'm gonna walk out and just like kind of see you two and just be like, can you come with me?
If you want arrows, I can make magical arrows. It takes me literally weeks per arrow, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you to come in the shop with me.
Okay.
Because I'm a bit nerved.
Okay, come on. Let's go see.
So, just for task benefit, I don't know if you two remember, but I had a character, Nippers Trumble Punch, who wanted to turn Krampus into bandoliers. This is his ancestor of sorts.
Brilliant.
Numpers Trumble Punch.
Numpers.
Yeah, Numpers.
Fantastic.
Yeah. He's like, you have returned. Do you wish to buy arrows or bags or quivers or leathery goods? Some bandoliers, some backpacks, some pouches.
I'm just gonna like kind of point up to the arrows. What kind of arrows do I see?
For the most part, it's like normal arrows, like in bulk. But he's like, we can probably enchant them. And he turns to Fletch and he goes, you can do that, right? And he just gives him like a like, maybe, I don't know.
Could I just buy 5 normal ones?
Yes, of course. I can't remember the exact
What bundles do they come
pricing
in?
of them again. They usually come in bundles of like 5, 10, and 20. Arrow cost. Ammunition prices. No, I don't want to sign up for your cookies. Be gone. Ba-da-bum-bum-ba. Oh my god. I didn't realize it was on a forum. Fuck off. Don't show me this again. Oh my god, there's so many pop-ups. Arrows. 20 normally cost 1 gold, so if you want 5, that is a quarter of a gold, which is 25 copper.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh,
So-
2 silver, 5 copper.
How much would it cost to enchant them?
So it depends what you
Say
want
that I wanted like
done.
5 enchanted.
It depends what sort of thing you want to do. What would you like them to do? Because you can be like just like a +1 arrow that you could get like a quiver of 20 of or something that would be a little bit more pricey, to be fair. But
No, I want them to have some sort of like elemental effect.
okay. Specifically like fire.
No, fire's boring.
She says to the 2 tieflings.
Or lightning.
I think that's
Do
literally the
lightning.
only one that I can make.
Well, there we are. I've got one.
Oh no, I can do a few of them.
Oh, okay. There's a post here by Britt Tommy on D&D Behind the Screen, just so I don't take credit for it, with a whole host of cool arrows. Fire arrows, rope arrows, blinding arrows, smoking arrows, poison cloud arrows, mage fire arrows, explosive arrows, ice, acid, thunderclap, lightning, mind piercers, holy, unholy, broadhead, corkscrews, hammerheads, silvered.
Do the lightning.
I was thinking
Go
like,
lightning.
or explosives.
Are you to be trusted with exploding arrows? This is a very cool little table here.
Okay,
Nice.
can I have then
Do
3
you want-
lightning and 2 explosive?
Okay, 3 lightning. Any creature in a 5-foot line turning into... Has it got prices? Please tell me it's got prices. Just so I don't have to fucking try and calculate it, because calculating prices in D&D sucks.
I just hope I don't fall now.
Okay, the magical ones are more expensive than I thought they were going to be because of how powerful they are.
Yeah.
How much are they?
It says 50 gold pieces for 5. So 10 gold per.
That's actually cheaper than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's per arrow.
Yeah.
How many
Single
arrows do you
use.
shoot in a... Especially as like a ranger when
Well,
you get
that's
like a
50
second
per
attack.
arrow.
No, 50 per 5. 10
Ah.
per arrow.
Oh.
The some of the non-magical, so like the silvered or the corkscrew or the blunt head ones, are cheaper.
But I don't want them.
You don't know what they do?
But I don't want them.
I can do lightning ones, but it will take me a long time. Like literally, like okay, give me 2 weeks.
Fire arrows are 3 gold pieces each. I need to
How much is
bookmark
a
this page.
lightning? Is that 10?
Lightning. Yes, 10 each.
What if I say I have a friend that's a really good performer?
Oh, actually, fire arrows is 3 gold for 10.
You're not listening to me.
I am listening, but I'm just letting you know.
Okay, I don't know what you just said.
Like, fire arrows are 3 for 10, not 5 for 10.
3 for 10. Okay, I'll write that down now. Because I'll forget.
Oh, no, hang on, fuck. 10 arrows for 3 gold, not 5 arrows for 3 gold. I said it backwards.
3 gold, 10 arrows. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
real good.
I'll
I'm
point
gonna
at the
have-
fire arrows and be like, what do those ones do?
Sort of just burn things.
Okay. Just the thing they hit, or like stuff around it, or
Deals 1d4 extra fire damage and ignites non-carried flammable materials.
nice. That's pretty cool.
And I can do this spell where it creates grease, which is flammable.
Now we're thinking with boulders.
We've got a makeshift fireball in our hands. That's
Yeah, can I buy 20 fire arrows?
Yes, 6 gold. Excellent choice, madam.
Okay. I think that's all I want here.
Do you wish to buy any bagged leather goods from my associate Imbag?
Do you have any bags that can hold like a lot of stuff?
And then this is where Imbag shapes up. He's like, yes, we have bag. We have big bag, small bag, medium bag.
Do you have any bags that have magical properties that would allow you to carry way more than they should?
Very, very big bag.
Okay. Okay, I'll take that as a no.
So no magical bags?
Magic bag. Very, very big bag.
Hearing the accent, I'm
Okay.
like, are you from Rook's Nest?
Close.
I've
you?
spent all my
I'm from
gold
Rook's
anyway.
Nest,
I don't know
yes.
why I'm asking, but...
Yeah.
Go on. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Thank you. I'm just kind of like pace to the back.
This is where
keep looking around.
Numpus is like, it is a bag of holding. He's just illiterate.
Cool.
He's what, illiterate? Oh, okay.
Yes, like I said, magic. Very, very big bag.
Big on the inside, right? Not big on the outside.
Slightly big on outside, very big inside.
Okay, I got it.
Could you imagine if Doctor Who was like this?
It's pretty
Very
big
big on outside, but very, very big inside. Bigger on the inside than outside.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was thinking. I can't afford it, but I just wanted to know. So
Yes, I can keep tag on for you.
if you could,
Perhaps,
could you?
Perhaps you make deal with friend and you bring leather to us and we make very, very big bag.
We can do that. We can get some leather.
He has list, very, very big list.
We'll find some cows.
How much
I missed
are they?
I missed the price, but
Yeah. I missed the price too.
Which category of magic? Are they the...
It's the basic. Oh, to be the you got the haversack, which is the less.
yeah.
Yeah, and
less
then the bag
intense
of
and the bag
holding
of
is like
holding
the 200 to 500 bracket, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the haversack has a few pockets, so they
Yeah.
both got their advantages. The haversack can't hold as much, but there are pockets you can just be like
Which one were you sort of after?
just whichever he's offering.
That
whichever he's got.
haversack you have there.
Not haversack, big.
Oh.
All bag, all of bags.
all of bags.
Okay.
We do not do haversack or basket. Only bag.
Okay.
Although we do quiver, which arrow bag.
So you don't have a
Arrow
sack, but
bag.
you have a bag.
But
You don't have a sack, but you have a bag.
yes,
Okay, cool.
I have very big bag.
Very big bag, but you no have a sack. Have a bag.
I have a bag, not have a
Do you-
haversack.
Do you have a bag
Have a
with,
sack?
with pockets?
Bags often have pockets. Sometimes very small pockets, sometimes very big pockets.
Okay.
Big bag, bigger pockets.
Do you have any with big pockets?
Yes, very big bag though. Usually a small bag don't have big pocket, doesn't fit.
He's got that makes perfect sense.
Can't put big pocket on small bag.
So no have a sack, but have a bag, and it's got small pockets, not big pockets.
You understand.
Yeah, I get it.
But you want enchanted, very, very big bag, 300 gold.
Okay, cool. That's what we were.
But
That's
like
what I
I
was
said,
looking
we
for.
can do very, very big list of leathered goods, and perhaps we turn that into very, very big bag.
Okay, if we bring some leather, then
We have a list.
list.
You kill creature, you bring leather.
Is it a
and
particular type of leather? It's not just a cow, is it? I'm guessing because that's a
No.
magic bag.
we
so
can
it's gonna
kill.
need-
We can get normal leather. This special leather for special big bags.
Okay, what's the leather coming from?
Lots of creatures,
Okay, can I have the
including
list?
mega badger, Tyrannosaurus rex, owl bear, dragon. Dragon, very good.
Okay.
We have giant crocodile.
Cool.
I like crocodile. I wrestled crocodile while growing up. Very, very big crocodile.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of others. Pretty much kill it, skin it, bring it to us. We give you gold.
Okay, cool. We're gonna kill a dragon. We're gonna get a bag.
Have
That's
you
the
seen
plan.
a
That's
dragon,
what we're
my
doing.
friend?
That's
Giant
what we're doing
crocodile,
today.
very, very big.
Or a crocodile. Which one's bigger? Dragon or crocodile?
Probably dragon, if had to guess, unless baby dragon, then probably not quite as big.
Which one's more dangerous?
Again, depends on how big dragon. If baby dragon, not as dangerous as very big dragon.
Okay, we're gonna kill a dragon. We're gonna get a bag.
Maybe we
That's
work.
today's plan.
Maybe we work up to the dragon.
We could take on a dragon.
I know giant crocodile live on sort of northern part of island.
But no dragon.
Not that I know of. I think I would know dragon.
Okay, well,
They're very, very big. Hard to miss.
for the sake of convenience, then I guess we'll go for the crocodile. But
You could also kill mega badger.
do you know if there are any mega badgers here?
Sort of like in the woods near forest in middle of island.
Okay, cool. We got options. We got options.
They are very, very bad.
very bad. Worse than the crocodile?
I do not know. I have not fought both.
Okay,
And
cool.
owlbear? Any on the island?
Maybe.
If
Do not know.
you were to...
Can they fly? Very big wings. Do they fly?
And
He like turns to
Yes.
to Numbers and he's like, "How the bloody hell would I know?"
If you had
They
a...
fly, but without the wings. It's propulsion.
You throw Albert, catapult, trebuchet. Trebuchet make Albert go wee.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Trebuchet like very, very big catapult.
Mega Badger versus Giant Crocodile. If they were to have a fight, who would win?
I do not know.
Okay.
Both very, very big. Both very, very angry. Not bags.
I'm gonna put that one up to a vote.
We make them into bags.
I mean,
Very, very
Well,
hard
I
to
know
keep
what I
straight
want to do
face.
today. Bax is gonna like just kind of walk off and keep looking around the shop.
okay.
You know what I know? You know what arrow bags for arrows? We get you arrow bag.
I've got an arrow bag. Thanks.
It is better.
How better?
Different color. Better color.
I'm good. Thanks.
Judging you.
Better
Judging
quality
you.
leather, better stitching.
Judging the quality of your quiver.
I know. I'm fine with the one I have.
Only 5
thanks.
silver, very cheap.
I've had this conversation before.
I mean, I kind of just look back at mine to see the state of it. I mean,
Scuffed, very scratched. You will be happy with this, or my name is not Imbag Man.
Oh no.
I mean,
Just always keep a straight face. I had to make bag. There's NPCs from our like past games that like weren't streamed that I just have to like
That they have to
Bring-
come back
yeah.
and haunt us.
haunt you. So this is the ancestor of what was lovingly dubbed the Bagman.
The
His name is
Bagman.
Imbag Man.
Imbag man. Ah, brilliant.
Very on the nose. No special thoughts here.
yeah, I'm gonna have a new quiver. I think.
What color you like?
What color have you got?
Dark, very dark, very very dark.
Go for the very, very dark.
Yeah, okay, I'll have a very, very dark.
Okay, do you want that in black or brown?
Oh, I just broke my pen.
Dickhead.
Killed it.
Brown.
So very very dark brown. Do you want red brown, or green brown, or grey brown, or black brown, or tan brown?
Go for the red brown.
Yeah.
Blood
red.
won't show up on it.
Oh, I was gonna say red brown anyway. Yeah, red brown, please.
So you want very very dark brown, red brown.
Yeah.
Do you want big, very big, or very very big?
Big.
So to get this straight, you want very very dark brown, red brown big bag for arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, sums it up.
Sorry, we ran out of that color. we have very very dark brown, red brown in very big, but not big. It's basically just slightly longer, so it can like hold like slightly bigger arrows. But it's like this much between them.
Okay, how much for the very big bag?
6 silver.
Okay, I'll pay you 6 silver.
Very good. Very very good.
Oh, very, very, very good.
He just like opens a pouch. He goes, coin bag, puts them in. Very very full.
Okay.
Anything else?
We got our bags?
Do you need more bags? More pouches?
Not yet.
Bandoliers?
First, we're gonna see if the Mega Badger or the Giant Crocodile is tougher. Then we'll come back for a bag.
Keep me informed, friend.
Very well. I'm invested.
Thanks.
Okay.
Very, very bye.
Oh.
Okay.
So to keep a straight face.
So,
And scene.
Very, very bye.
okay, so we have something we can do that's not, digging up my past with the whole mugging and stuff. Like, we can still do that, but at least we got something aside to that now.
Hey, guys, I think he stitched me up with his quiver.
No, it's
Is that
really
the
good.
pun?
It's good quality.
Is that?
Mm.
But it's not as big. Is it bigger than my quiver
Yeah.
that I had?
Yeah.
Takes some getting used to.
Holds 25 instead of 20.
Nice.
Cool.
So, I've got my shopping done. What would you guys want to do now? Is it any closer to jousting time?
Yeah, it's like midday at this point. Like, you guys have sort of been wandering back and forth. A few different vendors perhaps picked up like a drink or a bit of food or something. So a few hours have passed, definitely. So you've got about 3 hours till the jousting that you can, for brevity's sake, say like, oh, we just sort of like hang out in the area, we get some food or whatever. Or if there's something pressing that you want to do or discuss, then...
More currywurst.
Yep, okay.
Actually,
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
I was gonna say,
reached
you-
my bag. I've still got 2.
You've still got like fucking
yeah.
5 of the bastards. She bought like an entire family's worth for a week.
Could I trouble you? I'm getting a bit hungry. Could I trouble you for some? And you
You're just like
Yeah, we're just like this.
very, very big
It's like
sausage.
pointed at my throat. Okay.
Yeah, lunch goes down pretty well. You're just sort of milling about for the next couple of hours, gonna go get a decent seat for the jousting, that sort of thing.
Okie doke.
Yeah. So, you guys get to the jousting grounds. Let's see if there's a more apt bit of music. I doubt there's a joust, but who knows? Let's try this one, but slightly more intense.
Okay.
It's a different vibe.
Cool. We're sat down, chilling.
What's the bloody app called? Pocket Bard. Pocket Bard.
Pocket bard.
Sorry. It didn't have the name on the icon. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, so you guys get, obviously, with a traditional jousting arena, you've got like the big, long, sort of 2 dirt roads parallel to each other with like a long wooden fence down the middle with some heraldry and banners hanging off them and stuff. The seating for the public is all along one side, which would be the southern side. No, northern side. So the sun is sort of like beating down on you a bit more because you're ever so like slightly north of the equator. So the sort of more affluent people are sat opposite, and very much was sort of like an invitation only type seating arrangement. Everyone has like a designated seat. There are a few people coming round with like betting slips and sort of shouting different odds for different rates and blah blah blah. But the way this works is sort of like a basically just an elimination, similar to the mud wrestling, where it starts with 8, then like a round of 4, then the final being 2. So the first match that you can hear, there's like, proper Cockney geezer, bet on Sir Skeel of Rook's Nest 3-2, or Lady Harry the Gold 2-1.
I just realised I spent all my gold.
You've still got 5 gold. Well, I gave you 5 gold.
Oh, cool. Okay, we're good. Never mind, bets are on. Let's go.
That's Sir Skeel of Rook's Nest 3-2, or Lady Harry the Gold 2-1. Like, you don't have to bet on any specific round. You can wait till like later on. Like, each round there's like a new
I
bet.
can bet on the final. I'm gonna wait for that. That's more exciting.
I'll put a bet down. is there a minimum bet?
No.
Okay, so I'll put a gold
Mhm.
on, what's it, Lady what?
Lady Ari the Gold or Sir Skeel of Rook's Nest.
I'll go for Lady Ari the gold.
Betraying the home team.
Aren't you from Rook's Nest?
Yes, that guy was an asshole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to be fair.
It's got a cool name though.
Skeel!
Sir Skeel.
I'm pretty sure he bullied my dad in school, so...
Oh, fair enough.
Actually, he's probably more your age.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
more likely to bullied you in school.
He bullied my dad, even though he's my age. What's that about?
He bullied my dad while I was in school.
Yeah, so like, there's a few people like chucking coins around and like getting bet slips and blah blah blah. So if you like just jot down the bets that you want to place, what you see as they're sort of readying up is all of the sort of fancier people filling in the other side. The usual suspect of Prince Scry of Stillwater Bay with his bodyguard Courage, like not quite front and center, but quite near the middle. And then you see some people that you don't yet recognize, but are in the same sort of heraldry and like robes as Erlith was. So,
Okay.
oh, hang on, pocket pad stopped. Give me a mo. Sorry everyone. Sorry. Go. Nailed it. Right. So let me quickly get the names up so I don't balls this. Or just get some like information about them, not necessarily the names, unless you specifically go, "Oi, you! What's your name?"
I haven't seen you before.
Oh, if only Lilith was here.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know anything about a crab? So there's two people dressed very similar to how Erlith was dressed, but far more well put together, because Erlith's outfit seemed a bit mix and mash of like, oh, there was definitely some sort of Payne's grey and cream, like regal. Well, actually not cream. It's more like an off-white, but like colder, much more like a blue tinted white. So it's like a very cold-looking outfit. But Erlith was mangled with a bunch of other stuff, and there was sort of like layers of this and that. These are just one continuous sort of like garment robe with a large hood and some basically like sort of gold chains almost, but you know, it's quite fancy regardless. One of them is a pudgy little halfling with like a thick mop of curly blonde hair. It is a man with he's got sort of starts of mutton chops that stop a little too short from where you expect them to. Like it doesn't look quite right. And his cheeks are very like plump and rosy, and it looks like he's been drinking a bit. I say a bit, most of his life. He looks sort of the equivalent of just gone like middle-aged for a halfling. So he's got like the bit of the bulbous red nose as well from drinking. He looks like a very jolly fellow, you know.
I nudge back, and I'm like, he's redder than us.
Yeah. He's looks like he's gonna pop a blood vessel.
Yeah.
Does he need a shit? And the next one, the person next to him, is the complete opposite. It is a chiseled to fuck, square-jawed Goliath that is big even for a Goliath. He's like tucking his head down under this like gazebo thing. Very much in a similar style of robe, but has got like plate armor over the top of this robe. And he's holding a very large, like, what would be a halberd for him, but is more like, you know, one of these ridiculous, like, three-man, like, porky weapons. This thing's huge. This big hunk of metal at the end, if he starts giving that momentum, is going to kill everything in a 5-mile radius. He's very heavily tattooed and battle-scarred. It's very Polynesian, traditional, like, cool. Well, basically sort of moko, like Maori moko.
Cool.
but it's everywhere. But he does have some of it on the jawline. He hasn't quite got it coming all the way up to the nose yet, but he's like started up along the neck and the jaw. But he's also just scarred to hell. Like any bit of flesh like poking out for like the hands and the face and a bit of the neck, it's just cut to ribbons, and it looks like they've been stitched really badly. Like this guy is quite a sight to see. He's got a very very slicked back hair, but overly slicked. Like he's used way too much grease to like pin this back into a short but like slightly curled ponytail. It looks odd. It looks like he should be bald, but he just isn't. There's like enough clinging on that he's like slicked it back. But poor bastard looks like he hasn't even like hit 40 yet and is already balding. But they seem to be the ones greeting and organizing the people around them, so they seem important.
But we recognise what they're wearing, do we?
Only from what Erlith was wearing. So
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So Erlith said that he was on the King's High Council. So you can assume that these are part of the King's Palace in some way or on the High Council. And then a lot of other like sort of celebrity within the jousting world, like ex-jousters like line up, and there's a few faces and names that you might recognize from various places in the world. They all line up opposite you. When the halfling man stands up, he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the jousting tournament. My name is Farlow Tipple. I am the Master of Ceremonies, the Robe of Cathad, and I will be your host this fine afternoon. So, get your bets in now, folks. We've got Sir Skeel of Rook's Nest." I forgot the other one. I swapped the fucking... Oh, what was her name?
Lady Ari the Gold.
Thank you. Lady Ari the Gold. On the other side, if I was betting on the horses, I would bet for Skeel. But I'm not an horse betting man. I bet on... he's like, maybe I shouldn't say my bets out loud. And he's like, "Over to you. I seem to be a little bit drunk." And he like looks up at his partner, and he just goes, "I am the Fury of Cathad, the Master of War. And I bid this ceremony open. Riders, begin."
I'm getting goosebumps.
I know, I had a little shiver then as well.
So with Sir Skeel, he's got a very blackened and work-hardened iron chest plate on, just one big bulbous plate. He doesn't seem to have much protection on his arms, but he's wearing the Rook's Nest like sort of heraldry, as if he is definitely, he's definitely within the sort of court of Rook's Nest. So his horse is a raven black, sort of shaggy haired horse almost. He hasn't got a short coat then, but it's not quite what are they called? Shetland, is it? No.
Oh, like a Shire horse.
Shire.
Yeah. No, but I can't remember the name of the horse breed, but they've got much longer hair than normal. They sort of got like a long coat, but it's not quite there, but it's longer than a normal horse. It's kind of odd. It looks very specific to that. Well,
Ria's going to be shouting at that.
Shetlands are the little tiny ones, aren't they?
Sorry.
Little tiny baby
He's probably
ones.
shouting the name now.
Yeah, it's probably in chat as we speak. I don't know horses, but Lady Ari the Gold is atop a very slender and tall white horse with like a blonde braid that has been woven with literal threads of gold, look like gold essentially, and she is in like painted white armor with a like a hound's face bassinet, the beaky helmets.
Slay. Slay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she looks very fierce. She's got like a sort of puff of blonde hair shooting out the back. So when the fury of Cathard demands they begin, they rush each other. The first attempt, get a full glancing blow, shattering the Lance! Oh my god, what is going on? I'm having a melt. I think it's just too hot. My brain has just melted out my butt. Like, the lance bounces off the shield and just shatters into bits. So Ari gets rearmed the other side and they take another go. And Skeel catches Ari just under the armpit.
As they're about to make contact,
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy on Skeel.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make it sound like a very loud bird has just flown past his head. Like, like
Duck drive-by.
yeah, right? Like really loud and aggressive bird has just flown past his head. He's like, kind of get that effect.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check to see if you can get away with it.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
I'm protecting my bet.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna roll, but obviously if I don't match a nat 20, then... Nope, that's a 4. As he's about to, like, stick her under the armpit, he just, like, as far as anyone else can see, he's just gone... he ducks out the way, but what he's inevitably done is made his balance lopsided. She's caught him right in the rib and just driven him off and flopped him onto the floor.
Oh, he's been, what is it, dehorsed, dishorsed? That's good. It's good.
Some old bloke next to you goes, "Oh, I believe it's unhorsed."
That's the one, unhorsed.
It is de-unhorsed when you get back on.
Yeah. Yeah? No? Yeah, that makes sense.
What just happened?
He fell off the horse.
He got distracted by something, by the looks, and
Something.
yeah, now he's on the floor. I think that's 2 points for her.
As
I
the
think.
as the runes on my gauntlet slowly stop glowing.
What was this guy's name? Okay. So the Goliath opposite is like, Lady Harry, the gold. Next.
Nice.
Like, yeah, you sort of clap, but he just scowls at you.
Is that not what we're supposed
Not
to do?
while I am speaking. They do not call me the Fury of Cathard for nothing.
Oh, my ears kind of like go in and...
It's like all the people next to him have like clearly experienced this before, and they're all just sat there like, don't say anything, don't say anything.
Next, we have Lady Mary the Lost and Baroness Blutvan.
And he's just got this really commanding presence, and everyone's like, oh, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. Yeah. And he just sits back down. And all of the bookies are like, it's like, we didn't have a bloody chance to do it yet. He's like, so the odds on Lady Mary the Lost are 3-1.
Do you know what? It's great seeing so much female representation in jousting these days.
And Baroness Blutvarn is 2-1. If anyone
Is the other one 3-1?
3-1 and
I-
2-1.
I'm gonna put a gold on the underdog. Let's go.
I don't get the betting thing.
So if you put a gold on, if it's 3-1, you get 3 gold back.
I will put 4 gold on Mary.
On the 3-1? Okay,
1 gold on the 3-1.
cool. Are you making any bets, or are you gonna wait? Or the bookies are scrambling like fuck. They're like, we should have done it in advance.
No, she's still not got to it yet.
Okay, to the point where even the riders are like, do we go? We just said our names. Like, it's just like, give it to the master of ceremonies to do. He's clearly the better one, but this guy is like fucking sloshed. He's like,
No, actually,
Seeing that you're a bit lost with it, I kind of sit next to you and like, sort of, try and prompt you to make a bet. So like, do you like the look of one of these?
Okay, so Baroness Blutvan is in like a black but with a lot of red accents armor with like a sort of bat motif. Like it's very clear she's trying to vibe like the vampire goth style.
I'm Batman.
Baroness
You don't
Blutvan.
even need to like.
Okay, but for the rest, Lady Mary the Lost, it's very bog standard steel armor. One of the sort of like Crusader style bucket helms. But her the interesting thing is her lance. It's got like the other ones you've seen so far are either just like basic stripes or just like a block of color, whereas this is. It almost looks like a hand-painted like maze on it. Oh, nice. So it feels very like Greek themed. But they sort of look, and then he's like, "Go!" They're like, "Oh fuck!" So they gallop at each other. Any input before I?
Wait, I didn't say how much gold.
Oh, okay.
I'll put 2 gold on it.
On Baroness Blutwag.
Yeah.
I shall abstain from intervening with this one.
Okay, so almost immediately, like there's not even the sort of back and forth thing. It's just the one clash. Baroness Blutvan sticks the lance basically right in the gap between the collarbones, like right in the neck, just where the armor stopped and where the helmet like stopped. So it's like it catches it and it just knocks it clean off the back. Knocks Lady Mary the Lost off the back. Lance goes flying. She's lying on the floor. It didn't like splinter and like kill her or anything, but she is like. And this time the halfling stands up like drunkenly and goes, "Oh hey!" Up next, then we've got Duke Booney of Venuria versus the Knight of Meadows. Bookies, are you done? And he's like shouting over. He's like, yeah. He's like shouting over. So Duke Booney of Venuria is 2-1. The Knight of Meadows is 5-2.
Oh, what would that?
So you put 2 gold on, get 5 back.
Okay, cool. How are they looking? What do they look like?
So Duke Booney of Venuria, is in a far more elegant and slim set of armor, with like a sort of brassy tint to it. There's like sort of fins on it, sort of. There's like just sort of big metal plates that come up out the shoulders and like on the head, almost like a centurion fin type thing, but like not a brush, but specifically
Actually,
metal.
Cool.
And the horse is also in this sort of like brassy type armor with the brown horse, so it sort of blends in somewhat. Whereas the Knight of Meadows is atop a like what do they call it? Paint horse? No, what do they call him? You know him. The black, brown, and white. Do they call them paint horses? Fuck, I'm thinking of Prior Maberell's paint horse from Oblivion. But so it's like it's got the white, black, and brown sort of splodges and mottling on it. The horse itself has very little to no protection, but has like flowers woven through the tail and the mane, and is that what they call it? Oh my god, I should have learned horse anatomy first. I'm sorry, Rhea.
Everyone knows it's a mane.
Just double checking. You know the internet's like. You say there's one tiny thing wrong, and someone's like, I'm actually. But the knight themselves is in very inscribed armor, like a lot of swirly patterns and very natural looking, quite psychedelic almost, but all engraved. And again has like flowers sort of like tucked into different parts of the armor. Anyway, there's like a sort of gap. Just a few little pretty flowers. So it's 2-1 on Booney, the fin-looking one, and the Knight of Meadows 5-2, the flowers.
I flip a coin. Just sort of trying to embrace the chaos.
Okay.
So I just flip a coin and let the coin pick how much, which one I'm going to put 10 gold on.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Do you want a coin?
Yeah, go on then.
Hang on, plus a hay, sorry. I molt.
Let's say... so which one is...
Heads is Geralt's head, and tails is the wolf.
Right.
So Boony of Venuria or the Knight of Meadows.
So Boony is heads, Knight of Meadows is tails. Heads.
Duke Boony of Venuria. Okay.
He was the one with the fin armor,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
the brassy fin
You
armor.
can. I'll put a gold on him. I'll put a single gold on him.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put a gold on the other one.
He was
On the
2
Knight
to
of
1,
Meadows.
wasn't he?
Yeah, I seen like you two do the thing, and I do the opposite
Okay.
because I'm
cool.
still not quite sure what I'm doing.
These
Well, you bet against me in one last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
These bet masters are rushed off their asses at the moment. They are running around like maniacs. There are people like throwing gold at them. There's one that's just sort of set up shop in front of you, and there's like you can reach the sort of couple of rows behind you, and they like chucking down the gold. He's like throwing up a ticket. He's like taking it off you. He's just like full on panicking.
Frustratingly, I get his attention before I flip the coin.
All
So
right,
I'm like, wait, and then I flip the coin and he's like,
bruh, you don't see that I'm struggling here, you dick. Yeah, so they charge at one another and have a glancing blow to begin with. The Knight of Meadows horse down at the other end sort of rears up and just goes into a full-blown, like, not even just like a gallop. This thing's fucking charging for his life. Like, this thing is angry for some reason. And as they collide, any sort of influence? Okay. The Knight of Meadows slams straight through into the Duke Boony of Venuria's like armor, crumpling it in, sending him up and over. So
there's 10 gold down.
there's a few people next to you sort of like whispering, and you can just hear Knight of Meadows. I knew it. Just, you know, it just catches you as being like, what do you mean I knew it? You know, it just seems odd.
I try and pay attention to that
Okay.
going forward.
It's at this point that Sir Skry of Stillwater Bay steps up from his seat, walks down to a horse, hops on top. Kiraj hands him a lance, a helmet, and a small shield. And Prince Skry of Stillwater Bay will...
I'll try to get his attention.
Okay.
Hey, we know him.
Subtly, or you like,
we know him.
Skry!
Baxter's gonna be
Kind
like,
of like, yeah, Baxter could do that.
Okay.
But to try and possibly, while he's sort of turning around to go, to maybe get him to come close enough that I can touch him.
Okay.
Could look like an adoring fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
like, as you get his attention, he's like, "Oh, hello, chaps! How are
hey,
you
buddy,
today?"
how's it going?
So, what are you sort of doing to get, like, just sort of reaching for a high five, or like, come here? Or...
I wonder if I've got anything that could constitute like a favor, you know.
A knight's favor.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Funny Lilith is here. She could use her bra.
Carry words.
Yeah.
Courage will get to that before Skry does.
Okay, this is gonna be weird, but you know how sometimes they'll give like a family weapon.
All right.
I'll just pull a random dagger out and just like present it as if.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna say you were gonna give him efficiency,
That's what I
and
thought
then
you were
later
gonna
on
say.
just go.
I was tempted, but yeah.
You don't want to piss off the Prince of
Yeah.
Stillwater Bay. Yeah. So he's like, "What's that? Hold on, I'll get a closer look." And he like plods over. And he's like,
As
"What?"
as he approaches, I present it. I got my head down and everything.
Picks it up and he goes,
As soon as he makes contact with me, preparing for him to make contact with me, I'm preparing the spell guidance.
"Okay, cool." Cool. So, yeah, make a sleight of hand check to see if others notice.
Not very good.
Can I try and distract the people around with my
Okay, so
raucousness to try and give
while
a
he's doing
assist?
that, I was gonna say while he's sort of like he's like, oh my god, Scry! Like it's proper fanboying out over Prince Scry. Roll with advantage.
Okay. Worse.
Ah, no.
10 in all.
10.
Yeah.
You don't think anyone noticed?
Okay.
Scry didn't seem to respond to it necessarily, but he's like, thank you, chap. Courage, come get this dagger for me, would you? Thank you. Courage comes over and takes it, and he's just like, he's looking at her as if to be like, that's just a normal dagger, innit?
You got this, buddy. We believe in you.
Yeah, thank you, chap. Adoring
it.
fans, everybody. And he's like, this joust is on behalf of my beloved wife. That is all. He goes and climbs up on just like, it looks like a renter horse, and it's like just this cobbled together gear. It's just like it looked like last minute he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be in it, you know?
Oh,
okay.
no.
Legend.
Yeah. So, opposite him is Sir Agdim of Fardoon. He basically looks like an old school Ottoman. You know, he's got the rounded helmet with like the point, and he's got like a thick black beard with like long black hair down his back. Think Nando the Relentless.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, I thought you meant he was an Ottoman.
No, Ottoman.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Ottoman.
That's
Although,
when you
no,
said,
if
when
that's
you
a new
said
race in this
beard,
world,
then
yeah.
I was like,
To be fair, most animals have some sort of folk in the world. But no, I was going to say is he could be on Jahan.
yeah.
The horse. But no, this horse is in like essentially scale mail. Like this is one beefy looking fucking horse. And Scry is just sat the other side. He's just like,
You can do
I've
it,
got
Scry.
this.
He's not got this.
So the odds are actually 2-1 in favour of Scry, and 3-2 of Sir Agdim.
I'm gonna put.
But it seems like that the bookies are doing their last minute. They're sort of like whispering to each other.
I'm gonna put 5 gold on Scry,
Okay.
which is almost all of my gold.
Yeah, I'll put 2 gold on Scry.
So there's 2 to 1 on Scry.
2-1 on Scry.
Okay.
You placing any bets
5 gold.
on Scry?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2-1. So yeah, Scry looks very uncomfortable on the horse compared to this like war veteran looking guy in full regalia.
No, he's gonna die.
But upon clashing, both are uprighted from their horse. But Agdim hits first because Scry manages to like essentially use his claw to like dig into the saddle somewhat to like hang off it. So as he's falling, he sort of does this, hooks it, and then he like flips him round. So it takes him just that extra little like half a second to fall. And Agdim starts kicking up a fuss and calling bullshit. You know, he's like really worked up and he's shouting in a language native to Fardoon, so you don't actually understand it. It's like very far south in the world. Like none of you have some of you may have been there, but not for long enough to pick up any sort of native language there. So he's shouting in Fardoonese or whatever. I've not really thought about it. Fardoonish? Yeah.
Like Fardoonese.
Fardoonese.
That's fun. How Fardoonese?
From defeat. about 16 inches of shit. Oh fuck, it's too warm. I'm hallucinating. So yeah, it is ruled in favour of Prince Scry, but everyone sort of has that bad taste of like, that feels bad. So next, as the semi-final, Lady Ari the Gold versus Baroness Blutvan, both 2-1. It's basically like, I don't fucking know. They're both pretty good. Anyone's game.
Close 2-1. That's gonna be the same either way.
Yeah.
11 gold on either of them.
Even the bookies are like, are we supposed to do this? Surely, like, they have to be different values. Or, like, you could just bet on both and break even, and they're just like saying it out loud, and then everyone's just like, I'll bet on both.
Yeah, but everyone's just like, I'm gonna break even.
Yeah. I get the high of betting without losing.
Yeah, no matter who. Yeah, I'm putting all my gold on one of them. The goth one.
The goth one.
The goth one.
Baroness Blutvan.
I was going to say I'm doing 5 gold on the goth one.
I'll do 5 gold
11
on the goth one.
Okay.
So far, I've lost 14 gold, but I've won 12 gold.
Oh,
so
you're still slightly in the negative.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think I've won every time.
She's cool, I think. Oh,
Yeah,
so I
so-
do 5 on each.
Just before they start, there's a bit of it. You know, like
I'm gonna do 5 on each.
You're doing
you know
5
in
on each.
baseball games. You know baseball games where it's the dun 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 to try and hype the crowd. There's just like an oompa band off in the corner, basically playing that to try and like hype everyone up, so they get the clapping going. Everything. So yeah, they clash at high speed, and nothing happens. They clash again at high speed. Nothing happens. Even the bookie's like, oh, fuck. Like, they really is evenly matched. They're just, like, perfectly, like, parrying each other. You know, they can't get a thing. It takes 5 attempts before Baroness Blutvang stabs Lady Ari the Gold straight in the face, knocking her
I should
flying,
have stuck with the 11 on her.
bouncing onto the wooden railing in the middle because of the way she fell, like, off the back of the horse. Like, you can hear some sort of, like, rib cracking or maybe some, like, armor crumpling in on her. So she gets, like, dragged off by a stretcher, and you can see someone, like, healing her in the background with some magic. The second semi-final is the Knight of Meadows versus Prince Scry of Stillwater Bay.
Oh, he's gonna get wrecked.
There is a 2-1 of Prince Scry
We're
and
gonna
a
stick with our
5-2
boy.
on the Knight of Meadows.
Gotta stick with our boy. Come on.
I don't have any more daggers to give him.
Hey, Scry! Scry!
He's like, my fans, they love me, boys, they love me.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be good. Let's shine
He's
light
like,
in
this
the other
one's
one's
for
eyes.
you, gentlemen. We break bread, for I am a very humble and modest lord.
Yeah, he is. Woo! I'm taking a silver piece out and I'm gonna try and reflect the sun into the Knight of Meadows' eyes.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, make a sleight of hand with
really
disadvantage.
subtly, just down in the like out of my pocket, just.
Yeah, sleight of hand with disadvantage, just because A, there's not all that much like blaring sun to the point that you could like reflect off a coin, and B, these coins are not exactly polished.
Okay.
The thought is there, though.
Yeah, it's the sort of counts.
Oh no, the other one was a nat 20. Damn.
Oh fuck.
It's a 12.
Okay. So as they line up, the Knight of Meadows sort of has some flowers thrown to them, and then they throw different flowers back, as almost like it's some sort of
He's a tryhard.
cross-pollination vibe. You know, it's very loving, giving and receiving.
Before they even go, I'm just gonna try and trip out the Knight of Meadows by making ominous whispers in their head.
Okay.
Just try and psych them out. Just be like,
Okay.
am I going? Is this something wrong?
Make a charisma saving throw.
Saving throw. That's an 8.
Okay. You,
Charisma.
not only does it not work, but you start essentially babbling in complete bollocks. You go to like say something to Bax and you're like,
What, you good? You good? What's happening? What's happening here? Is this code? Is this code? It's code, right?
there's a little voice that comes into your head that just goes, nice try, that was pretty good.
Blah.
She's like, you could just hear like a as the horses begin.
And 5 gold on Scry.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, 2-1 on Scry.
I throw efficiency.
Food fight. Yeah, so it's 2-1 on Scry, 5-2 on the Knight of Meadows. Any bets?
Yeah, I'm gonna put 2 on Scry.
Okay.
I'm gonna put 5 on the Knight of Meadows.
You got it. You hold out like 5 gold, and you're like, and he's like, what?
Yeah, at this point I'll resort to pointing. I don't care.
He's like, Knight of Meadows.
Yeah, I'm gonna nudge back and be like, what's up with him?
I don't know. It's some kind of code. I haven't figured it out yet, but
Okay.
I think he's trying to say who to bet on, but I'm not quite getting it. No one's listening. No one's listening. Quiet. Unless someone is listening.
Yeah, the more you try to keep quiet, the more you have the urge to like speak, and it just like it sort of comes out as mumbles as opposed to like just.
He's working something out. He's doing. His brain is working. You can see it. Don't worry. Leave him be. Let him cook.
Kaplunk.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. As you sort of saying this, they clash, and Scry goes fucking flying, just yeeting like way too far. Like this cobbled together crap bit of armor just didn't hold him. He's just lying flat on his back, just going.
Oh, you tried your best, buddy.
That one was for you, chaps.
5
somebody
gold
help
down.
me. Courage.
Useless.
I can't
Useless.
feel my balls. Courage. He just starts like weeping. Courage just comes over and like scoops him up, sort of like bridal carry, and they just have this moment where they like look into each other's eyes, and Courage just leans over and kisses him on the forehead and like walks away. Oh, you could just hear him like, thank you.
What I try to say is I just won 10 gold, but what you actually hear is Trumblebum.
Okay.
How long is this gonna last?
What?
We'll find out.
Oh no.
Say it slower.
He was telling us not to bet on Scry.
Trumblebump.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah. I should have worked it out, but it's too late now. I'm 5 gold down. Never mind.
In our finals, we've got Baroness Blutvan versus the Knight of Meadows. And then you can like. He leans over and just goes quite drunkenly and loudly. He's like, "Who's the Knight of Meadows? Meadows, Meadows." And he's just like clearly entertaining himself. He's like, he's been drinking as he's been like watching it. So like the rosy cheeks and like the big red nose are just becoming more and more. And he's like, that makes sense. It's like, I get it now. Yeah. You need to stop. So yeah, they line up, and the Baroness Blutvan's horse sort of kicks in the dirt a bit. It's sort of like a bull ready to go, you know. And the Knight of Meadows just once again sort of like takes out a few flowers, and like passes them to like younger people down near the front, and like throws some of them a lot further to the back. There's like a little old woman like waving her arms, trying to go, and she's like, she's like tries to throw it like a dart, and it just sort of like falls flat. It's like pulls out another one. Like, meanwhile, like Baroness Blutvan is like ready to go, and she's just like constantly trying to throw these like flowers to this woman at the back. And she's like, oh, fuck it, I can't reach.
I'm gonna put 5 on Baroness.
Yeah, same, I think.
Okay.
I got a lot of respect for the Knight of Meadows now, so I think I'm going to put 5 on the Meadows.
Oh, I
You
think
do the same again with a and he's like, he just points at the Knight of Meadows when he... He's like, you alright, mate? You alright? You seem a bit...
Pissed off.
Oh. What was that actually meant to be? You're actually like, no, help!
I'm embracing the chaos at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm just letting my words come out.
Yeah, so they charge at each other. Any input from anyone?
Yeah, 5 gold on the Baroness. But is there anything I can do? No, I don't think there is.
You do have javelins.
I do have javelins. I feel like
Skewer the horse.
I mean, I
you can't joust if you're dead.
could I cast speak with animals and then be like, horse, stop.
I mean,
Try.
No, I'm not going to do anything.
Okay.
I
yeah,
got full...
that would be weird because, like, from everybody else's perspective, you'd just be loudly neighing.
Well, it's not weirder than you going.
Am I aware that I'm not making sense to anyone?
It's slowly sinking in.
Right.
It's just like, hang on a minute. Like, what goes here, not here? Huh?
Yeah, I think I'm not going to do anything. I think Brayleaf has got a little crush on the Baroness. So, like...
I'm gonna try a thaumaturgy as a little distraction, like the sound of something close by, similar to the bird thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
With
give it a
thaumaturgy,
go.
you can pick who experiences it,
I
right?
believe you can just manifest it at
Yeah,
a point
you-
within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the magical following magical effects within range. So I just
Yeah.
go for like
Yeah.
on the Knight of Meadows side.
And I'll literally do the same, but on the other side.
Okay. I've got a.
What was the effect you were picking?
Just to have some kind of distracting sound.
Yeah.
happen.
First of all, make
I'll do
a.
the tremors.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check to see if each of you sort of get it off without being
Rumbles.
spotted.
Technically,
17.
if I whacked Bax or Skarius over the head and caused damage, I could have sent my birds.
Yeah.
At them.
At the target, isn't it?
yeah, the target.
Yeah.
Oh,
22.
that wouldn't work.
Okay. So you don't believe you get like spotted during the thing.
Okay.
However, right, okay. So, Bax's has zero effect whatsoever, not so much as a blink. Yours, on the other hand, slightly spooks the horse, specifically.
Whose
Because-
horse?
The Knight of
And obviously I'm trying to... I'm trying to do it on the other person.
Oh, and Baroness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You little shit.
okay. The Baroness's horse, as he kicks the floor doing this sort of thing.
As soon as they pick up pace, that's when I'm going to try and do it. So I'm
Oh,
going to spook
okay.
it while...
Okay. There's a bit of a wobble. You don't know if it's going to be particularly effective, but... So, they collide. Nothing. However, the Baroness is having a bit of a time trying to bring her horse under control. So, the
I'm like-
next bout... the next bout, as they come...
I'm a scat man.
As they come running into each other, the Baroness's horse just panics completely and rears up. But it does it at the exact wrong moment, where as it goes up, the Knight of Meadows just impales the heart of this horse.
No.
It just drops, throwing the Baroness, arse over tit, clattering down in her over-the-top armor, some bits like bending and snapping off. However, everyone is shocked and aghast, and like there's just a general as it happens, and you're like,
Is that that's a disqualify. That's got to be a disqualify, right?
However, the Knight of Meadows steps down from the horse, pulls the helmet off, and reveals something that looks almost like a satyr or a fawn, or some slightly, animalistic features. Big, bushy, sort of caramel hair in big waves. How hair always under the helmet, you do know. Because as it comes off, it just kind of goes... boom. With almost like... again, with the sort of same vibe, with like doe ears out the side. And she leans down and puts her hand over the heart of the horse and closes her eyes and whispers something under her breath. And you can see this like big gash where it went in and then like pulled out the side, heals up and over, and this horse sort of like panics and gets up on his feet, and you can see her like calming it. She's got one hand on the neck, one hand on the head. She's leaning in on it, and you can hear her whispering something, but you can't make anything out. It doesn't seem like common though, perhaps like an elvish derived language, or perhaps even like proto-elven. But she calms this horse, brings her under control. A few people run on to help the Baroness up, and she goes over to the Knight of Meadows and goes to strike her, but then realizes that her horse is standing up, because essentially she was angry that she'd killed the horse. But the Baroness is just like, "Oh, you fixed my horse. Why do you do this? And the Knight of Meadows is like, I am a student of Malia, and she teaches us not to harm animals or nature in any way. Hence why I only usually attempt to attack the rider, but something happened to your horse. It seemed to get spooked a little. I have my ideas of what that could have been. But alas, your horse, it's fine. May it have a long and happy life, my friend. And she just sort of like gives her a little bow.
So is she disqualified or?
As a ranger, make a nature check for me, please.
I'm not a very good nature ranger. I am not a very good nature ranger.
It's more of an urban ranger.
Like a Range Rover.
3.
3? Okay, yeah, you don't recognize this Knight of Meadows. Or like the idea of this Knight of Meadows when she says she's like sort of a student of Malia. You recognize the name Malia as like the goddess of the wilds, but nothing any more specific. So the following sort of 10 minutes is just all ceremony. The Oompa band kicks back up and then they're told to stop, and then they kick back up again, and then it's like, which song we play? Everything just seems so disorganized because everyone's just so fucking drunk. It's like everything just feels that slight bit underwhelming, you know, like with the end of the archery where it was like, right, fuck off. It's got very much that vibe where people are like, do we leave? Like the winners are presented with like bouquets and gold, and we're just sort of sat here, and it's a little unceremonious, and everyone's just got that really awkward, uncomfortable, do we go? And the bookies are like, should we fuck off? There's no real completion sense, there's no closure, everyone is just left hanging. It's like there's no resolution to the song, you know, everyone's like, okay. So just people start leaving around you, and it's at this point that the Knight of Meadows, after the little ceremony, comes up to you and undoes the spell that she cast on you.
I thought it was the one who spoke to the voice sounded familiar.
She's like, that was a good attempt, I will give you that, my friend. But perhaps not, eh?
Sure.
I would have peed myself if you started. If you kept talking like that, then she was like, what have I done?
Oh, fuck. She's like, that is not of nature, is it?
I don't really know what it is.
Where did it come from?
It was a gift when I lost my eye.
Looks rather fresh. There's still some blood around your eye socket.
It was earlier today.
A gift from whom?
A friend.
There's a weird air about you. Something doesn't seem natural, if you'll forgive me.
Do you mean all of us?
Yes.
Is it
something? No, arcane is very natural within our world. No, I mean something. I don't know. Not a stench. Not a vibration. There's just something off. Something not natural. I can't quite pin it.
How would you know that?
I am one of Malia's inner circle. I know all about the nature of this plane.
Do you know about shared dreams?
I mean, we as a circle often dream as one of an alternate version of our own reality, of not quite the Feywilds, but something very similar. An untouched world, where creatures are free to roam without influence of outsiders, where plants are free to grow as tall as they wish to be. And we share those dreams, but that is purposeful. I assume you don't mean ones that you opted into.
Now that sounds a lot nicer than what we put up with. Hey, don't worry about it.
All right then. Well, I shall bid you good day. Next time, try not to rig a competition, eh? I worked hard for this.
Yeah, I won a lot of money on you.
I lost a
Just says that
a lot of money.
you bet on me even after you tried to trip me up.
You won a lot of respect from me once you did that little trick. I bet on you since.
Appreciate it. Have a good day. And then she just, like, tucks the helmet under the other arm and walks away.
Well, I don't like her.
I think we need to talk to her again. Maybe somewhere a little more private. She knows something.
I won over 20 gold.
I won.
Yeah, what was everyone's winnings?
I won like 12 gold and then lost it all, and now I got nothing.
Are you back to 0 gold?
I'm back to 1 gold.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm down 14, but up like nearly 30. So
Yeah, Knight of Meadows is 5-2.
yeah, 5-2. Okay,
Wait, so did she do something to you?
5-2. So oh, cool. That a bit more. There you go.
Sweet.
Like when you were talking really strange?
Yes. I tried to spook her. She spooked me.
What?
Count to spook.
Well, I don't
Parry
think
this,
I've
you
ever
filthy
seen anyone
casual.
like that. You know,
Mm.
except for you, kind of animal-ish. Do you know what she was?
Did I know what she was?
Make an edge check.
Then.
You think it might be some sort of fawn or, a very similar species, but she seemed different to what you've seen before. And the fact that she mentioned she was like Malia's in a circle, you have an inkling that maybe she's older than we think she is. Maybe it's something else, or,
Yeah, I kind of relay that, but I make... I put emphasis on that she's not a normal, like, satyr type.
Cool.
I don't like her.
I like her.
Interesting.
You like everyone.
She did a cool spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like the deflecting palm.
She did the Uno reverse card on me.
So, any last things you want to say? Because I think it's probably good to leave it there for the night.
No, I'm good.
No, yeah, just coming away from the jousting with like thoughts. People know things.
Cool
Interesting.
What?
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 Okay, never mind. Explain it to me later.
Explain what?
I don't know.
You said what? No one said anything. I just smiled.
Okay. I zoned out, sorry.
Anywho.
Did we do the voices in Jess's head instead of...
She probably... Yeah. Or you thought I
Ominous
did
whispers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you for watching, everyone. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are now affiliated on Twitch, so if you're watching live here now, you can now subscribe to us and get a few goodies and bits and bobs of the usual emotes and stuff. Head to our link tree below, where you can follow us on all the socials, and more importantly, go to our Discord and talk about today's episode. Let us know what you thought. Until then... Oh, wait, actually, before we go, next Wednesday might be slightly different, depending on a few personal things to one of the cast, or some of the cast. Either we will continue where we left off, or we will be doing a Christmas-themed one-shot. So, tune back in to find out then. 7 p.m. next Wednesday. Bye.